Well, it says I'm live, so I must be live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend and enjoying our beautiful energy from this Virgo new moon solar eclipse that we're having this afternoon in a few hours. I'm sure you're feeling it all. so, uh, enjoying all the dreaming going on too. Fun, really specific dreams. Um, so I'm sure you guys are having those too. So enjoy. All right. Well, welcome everybody, and let's get started here by first bringing in some beautiful love energy from above. And we'll do that with the singing bowl. First, we'll take a big deep breath as we're starting and just hold that for as long as feels comfortable, just to come back to this moment, out of the future, out of the past, out of the chaos of the outside world, and come back to us here. And then we'll hit the singing bowl, and you can just let that love energy, that eternal, unconditional love energy, last forever. We never lose it, which is great. Unconditional, nothing we have to do to earn it, nothing we can do to lose it either. So we can just let it flow into us, into all of our bodies, our physical bodies, our energetic bodies, our emotional bodies, our mental bodies. Fill up our lives and flow out to the outside world, allowing it to do what it wants to do there to help raise the vibration of the planet. And something we can do to help raise our own vibration is, of course, gratitude, right? Gratitude is a high vibration energy. And just thinking of one thing that we're grateful for right here, right now, in the moment, as we hit the singing bowl, we can just put that gratitude to the creator in the universe, whatever you believe your higher power to be. Just thank them for that. That, like I said, it immediately raises our love vibration, but it also allows us, puts us in this receiving mode where we'll receive messages from spirit, but also receiving what we're grateful for. We get just open the conduit to receive more of that. So, blah, blah, blah. Let's get started. So, if you'd like to join me, um, you can take a big deep breath with me. Like I said, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Don't pass out or hurt yourself. Um, and we'll begin. So, big deep breath in. Beautiful. All right. And we'll begin. I'll hit the singing bowl 3 times. So, get ready. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. It's a very different energy with her today. It's that grounding energy of the Virgo new moon, I'm sure. So, welcome everyone. Hello, hello. Good to have you all here. Of course, like I said, we got some great energies going on. We're uh, finishing up our eclipse, being in the middle of between the two eclipses. We've got the Virgo new moon, not lunar, solar eclipse today. We had the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse 2 weeks ago. And we'll still feel the changes in the energy, depending on each of us will feel it differently, of course, going forward. But for the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, some of you 8 weeks. Um, so just it's a beautiful birthing energy. It's the second Virgo new moon we've had. I was just watching a video earlier this morning as I was sipping my coffee and waking up, and I love it. Virgo energy, of course, a lot with our health these last month, if not before. Things that we're ready to release in our lives and in our bodies, and different things as well. So I love that awareness. We're also tomorrow moving into Libra, which is great, a great balancing energy. It's going to show us a lot about how we're out of balance, and where we could use some balance in our life for a easier path, which is good. But I love the balancing energy coming in is going to feel more, you know. So I like that. What else was there? Was there anything else? Well, fall equinox, of course, in the northern hemisphere, spring equinox in the southern hemisphere, and this is, of course, winter is when we tip toward the sun. No, winter. Well, for the southern hemisphere, it is winter. In the northern hemisphere, we're tipped away from the sun. Summer is when we're tipped toward the sun, but in between, we're kind of equal. So again, this balancing energy coming in. So some good stuff coming in. So what fun, right? All right. Well, if you're new to my channel, new to these readings, welcome. I'm brudda-zen. We got a great group of Zen friends here with huge hearts and great senses of humor. As I say, two things that are, uh, I guess, in my easier path mode here with my new podcast. It makes it an easier path when we're living in our heart and flowing in love at a higher vibration, and laughter is a higher vibration, joy is a higher vibration, gratitude a higher vibration. That's the easier path. We came down here to have the low vibration experiences too, so there's nothing wrong with it, no judgment. But when we're tired of a harder path, there's always an easier path, um, which we're grateful for. Can you imagine if there was no um, you know um, kind of energy, where we could only be in the lower vibration, we're like, hallelujah, that there's a power of choice in this lifetime. But all that to say, welcome any of you new visitors. There's always room for more Zen friends, so welcome. You're always welcome here. We've got, like I said, a great group of people, and it's a safe place, so welcome. If you want to know how the whole process works, it's all down in the description box of the video. Donations do get first priority, and we dive deeper into those. Free readings are 1 to 2 cards. Donations, we get into the tea, as I think it was Crescent Moon. Yep, it's third eye, private eye. We get into the tea and dive deeper into things, pulling more cards for that. Also, you get a fortune cookie, one per session. So if you have multiple donations, still just get one fortune cookie. Today we're finishing up the inner child oracle. I think we still have quite a few of those. If we do get through those, I have another oracle deck on tap over here if we need to go into those. And if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box. I do talk about my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, my Square. You can make a donation any way you want, any of those ways, and whatever dollar amount you feel you can give from your heart. Because I know everyone's finances are different, cost of living is different, rate of exchange is different across the world. So $1 to one person is 1,000 to someone else. So whatever you give from your heart, mwah, perfect amount. Um, what else? What else? What else? Yeah, I'll be on for about 3 hours, depending. And Sundays are different than my others. The other sessions, I've been trying something new where if I haven't reached any free readings by 2.5 hours in, the last 30 minutes, or if I finish all the free readings, which happens in some cases, but I'll spend the last 30 minutes on free readings and then go back into donations. Um, and I've completed everything every night this weekend. So we even ended up short some days. We didn't go full 3 hours. All depends on what's going on, right? Um, so all that to say that we will on Sundays though, I whatever I don't finish in the 3 hours, I come back in the afternoon and then finish everything out, including all free readings. So Sundays are different. So there we go. Also, after every session, I do post a pinned comment listing all of the readings I completed with timestamps. I know where all you have to do is click on the timestamp. It takes you right in the video to where your reading is. I know, super cool, right? I think that's the skinny on most of that stuff. As I alluded to earlier, I have announced my new podcast. I had the intro last Monday, and in brudda-zen style, I like to give things away. So we have a giveaway. Here is that. Um, so if you watch this intro video, it will introduces the podcast and tells what it's all going to be about. But if you comment on that video with something that you're grateful for in your life, either now or in the past, then you'll be entered into the drawing for at least a one personal recorded reading. I'll also let you choose, if you want a hedge of peace and love, you guys can do that too. But I'll make that drawing on October 1st for at least one winner, and depending on how many people participate, maybe more. So we have that. Also, I have some specials going on for the remainder of September through October. So I'm offering discounted pricing on my personal recorded readings. I have a 15-minute and a 30-minute. I have an hour, but the ones that are on special are the 15-minute for $7.77 and the 30-minute for $15.15. So if you're interested, there's the link, but all this information is also in the description box of the video. So there you go. I always like to make sure you guys know any kind of specials and opportunities for winning stuff, The tarot deck I'm going to use today is the Lost Soul Tarot. I love just the simplicity of it, and the gold and white and black, just kind of crisp and clear. We also have a beautiful rose quartz energy here, heart. So we've got them visiting us here as well. So we got that energy going on. All right, so let us get into everything. Let me grab here some extra donations that came in since I was making my list. And I think I have them all. So we'll start off with Diana, and then Ankita, and then Suri, and then Moonlight 5, and then Sudeshna Ghosh, times 2, and then Crescent Moon, and then Cat Lady of the Sea, and then Deb. You're alive. I think I saw you say that. I'm still here. You didn't jump, but you connected with her before she did. It literally felt like you jumped with her. Oh, and the hawk was flying around. Oh, I love that. I'll read more of that when I get to your reading here too. So I love it. All right. So let's take a quick sip of, got some of this lovely, I can say liver tea. It's ginger and lemon tea. So cheers to everyone. Yum, yum, yum. All right. So let us dive in. So, Diana, you're up first and you're starting off with 1515. Look at that. Boom. So, thank you so much. Let's give your donation a love and a like here. And thank you on the congratulations on the podcast. I'm looking forward to sharing um, the things, the stories, the perspectives of the human and the higher self and the hints from spirit for an easier path. I love it. All right. So Diana, good morning. I am doing well today. Fill up on a previous read. Friends are meeting the first week in October in LA for an event and previous the BZT factory. Spirit mentioned something a bit surprising, and that was that FS would end up going to LA without CP. The other day CP said they bought their tickets and she's going. Sipping some of that delicious BZT from Spirit. You're so funny. I love it. If the original read still holds true, I know. And if CP does end up going, and then since the event is in 2 weeks, if CP doesn't end up going, then what are the events that unfold to change this, and when will CP let us know? All right, very good. Yeah. And that's the whole thing, right? The future energy is it's such a world of possibilities that there's so much that comes in. Like, I don't think there's ever been anyone in this iteration of humanity that has had a path that went directly like this. It's pow, 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 all over the place, right? So that's when it's fun to check the future energies with the understanding that, in a moment it can change. I think I shared last night, just real quick, when I first started doing readings, which was decades ago. I did it for a friend of mine, and they were going through a really rough time. They were having some struggles with alcohol, and they were like, give me a reading on where I'm headed in my life, you know. And it was dark card after dark card after dark card, and then I was like, I just knew it. I was like, um, I just did, and you're gonna die, and it was the death card, and it was like, whoa. And then we did a bunch of other readings, diving into different parts of their life and stuff that really brought him a lot of clarity. And that was over a few hours. I think we did readings for like 4 hours with him and his girlfriend. And and then we were like, all right, well, I think that's it. And he goes, can we just do one more? And I just want to see just a quick check-in is I'm making some different choices now. I've determined I'm going to make different choices. So can we see what my future looks like now? And I'm like, sure. And it was bright card, bright card, bright card, bright card. And the last card, the sun, which is like one of the brightest cards. Talk about a contrast. And so it really taught me that in a few hours, our whole futures can change. We can make a choice that just totally takes us in a different place. So it's good to know about when we're talking about future energies. So I like that. All right. So whoever that is for, it's for all of us, right? It's good to keep that in mind. All right. So let us dive in here. So does that still hold true? We'll see here. Is CP going or not, right? CP. Okay. So let's take a look here. Thank you. Based on current energies. Yes, yes. I said it already. They're like, just say it. I'm like, all right, I will. And we'll see what unfolds here. If there is a what happens and anything we'll look at here. I love it. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Two of Wands, which is all about the power of our energy. And it makes so much sense, when we're looking at all of this, this power of whatever I'm focusing on the most is what I draw to me. And our power, the Two of Wands is one of the big power of choice energies because every moment we're making choices with our story, choices with how we're going to feel, how we want to feel in the moment. our energy we're putting out and drawing in, and our physical choices, right? So we're always making choices every moment. So that just reinforces what we were talking about. Boom, 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 right? But it also shows that they're going back and forth. They were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And we'll see what they are in energy today, right? So are they still going to go? Is it still holding true? We got the world card, which is an ending, a significant ending, and a significant new beginning and adventure energy. Um, it's like the end of a cycle. Let's see what else we have here. We got more cards. We have the strength card, Leo energy, that's coming in here, which with the infinity energy of cycles here. And what's underneath here? And the hermit. Yeah, this wanting to be alone energy. But I see here with the strength card, because Leo energy on a low expression is about look at me, see me. I want to be seen. Um, I want to be, what is the word? Courted by people. Courted? I want people to um, try to get me to like them. I want to feel important energy, right? Um, and I feel here that this is what they want to stay home with this hermit, but the strength card is they're afraid, there's fear of what, a certain someone, that they're going to want attention from other people and wants to be seen, and they'll do all sorts of stuff to feel good about themselves. And so there's that mistrust that is really at the core of it, right? And I feel like they're wanting to end this cycle and begin a new adventure because the both of them have that kind of energy. But this is a big thing for them still, because they still define themselves a bit by other, especially, their partner's actions. And so they're like, I'm just going to go along with that. So let's see what else we have here. We've got more tea. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Cups. And these are both sideways here, too. Ace of Cups is this way. Seven of Swords. Yeah. Wow. So the Seven of Swords is betrayal, being cheated on, that kind of energy. And the Ace of Cups is, I'm trying to find my self love, but I still have this fear of, I don't want to be betrayed. I don't want to, you know, leave them alone with anyone else. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. And because they're still working that out. And it's a good journey for them, because I know personally for myself, with my mistrust, and when and when they actually were doing things, that it was like, wow, it really was such a mirror showing me how I didn't trust myself, because I was cheating on my higher self, trying to find my worth with other people. So it was reflected in the outside world, pointing it back. So there's this great, I love this for them, because there's freedom that comes from all this as well. Because, um, the jealousy is really an insecurity. And I feel like it really comes home for them on this trip. I really feel like they're looking, and seeing this, going, wow, why do I care? Why do I care? Why do I care? So I like this energy. Let's see what else comes in here. We've got the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, here's that wanting to be true to our authentic self energy, which I feel like we've been having that for them, right? They're wanting to, who am I energy. Both of them are in this. And the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of clarity, like I knew that we were going to be getting through here. This journey of, the quest of seeing things from a higher perspective, and with these two cards coming out together, the clarity of what does it mean to be true to my authentic self. So it's a good adventure. I do feel like they changed their mind obviously here. The and it makes sense here too with all this eclipse energy. Um there is um a lot of shaking and rattling um of things that we're ready to let go of that come to the surface. So I feel like going on this trip will be good for them to do that. But right now, based on current energy, I feel like they're going with all of this. Unless something happens between now and then, I don't. The energy doesn't show it where they're going right now. So it's like they were in this huge independent path. But I feel like as we've got to this energy, it's brought some of the insecurity and fear to the surface, like, "What?" And so I feel like they've reacted to it going, "No, I'm going," because they can't be trusted on their own kind of energy. Yeah, yay, right. That's the kind of what I feel with all of that. What's interesting is, because whenever we're like, if I feel like um, someone else is going to cheat on me, there's this fear inside of my else that I will also cheat either on them or on myself, right? So there's always a mirror when we're going, oh, I don't trust them, and like, oop, three fingers pointing back at us, right? Ooh, what don't I trust about myself, right? So interesting. So it's good. I like this for them for now. I mean, everything would have been fine either way. But let's see what the fortune cookie brings into. Let's see what other tea is there. Oh, I don't know. Let's see here. I don't feel like a conflicting energy. I feel like a lot of independent energy. Like they're not going to be so focused on each other, but focused on everyone else this time. Let's see what else we have here with the fortune cookie. Wow, look at this. Emotions are the reflection. Wow, look for the deeper meaning. Number 12. Well, that's exactly what you're talking about, right? Emotions can often indicate how an event is affecting your inner child. When you experience an unusually intense emotional response to a present situation, it may be a sign that an aspect of your inner child is hurting. Since your inner child can carry many different wounds from childhood into your present moments as an adult, when intense emotions do arise, it's good to take a moment to sit with them and with your hurting inner child. Yeah, well, maybe there are going to be some intense emotional moments here with us saying that. Let's see here the awareness exercise. So find a space where you can focus on your feelings and try to identify the sensations that you're currently feeling. So this energy is a really self-reflective energy, right? So I feel like if emotions start to go up, they will take a step back and um, look at that. Says ask yourself if there is a connection between how you feel now and your childhood. Listen to your intuition and become curious about what you are experiencing. Follow the trail of your emotions forward, continuing to ask yourself questions about where the root of these emotions might lie. Ask yourself if there is anything you can do to help heal this old wounding in the present moment. Have patience with yourself in this process and put this exercise aside if it becomes too overwhelming. Responsive journaling prompts: is the current emotion attached to something deeper inside of you? Which we know. All of this is just uh, ripples from their childhoods being expressed in their current relationship ships with the other people too, right? Says ask yourself how it feels to understand the deeper meaning of your emotions. So this feels like, I mean, it feels very harmonious in comparison. Let us say that, right? But it feels like I feel like they've grown over this last month and a half, 2 months. They're really reflecting on themselves as far as what do I want in life and that, and less, um, at least compared to the last time that they were in LA. So it's going to feel a lot lighter than it was before. It's not going to be perfect because obviously they still have triggers that are going on, but I feel like it's going to be more inner focused on themselves and not focused into the relationship, but on the friends and what's happening rather than kind of energy. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. And then Ankita Moore, you're at 3115. All right. So Ankita, thank you for your donation there. And you know, will your cousin's brother Manu actually visit your city during I'm gonna probably mispronounce that Durja Puja? Pua? I don't know if the J is silent. Puja? All right, totally murdered that. And are you you're really wishing to go with him this year, but you don't know if this is his parents will allow. All right, we'll take a look here. And then your free reading, I do have noted, so we will um, get to that sometime today. All right. So, will your cousin's brother actually visit your city during puja? We'll take a look here. All right. What else do you need to know? Because that's a yes or no with that, and anything else that will is important for you to know here in this one here. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3. There's a bit of progression here. So let's see here. Yeah, looks like here there's a victory here with the world card, which is, about um, an ending of a cycle, beginning of a new adventure. It is the again, it's a victory card. So I like that for you. It feels like that's a yes. Let's see what's progressing here. We do have the Five of Pentacles along with the Three of Wands. Yeah, I feel like in the beginning with the Five of Pentacles, there's a bit of lack energy here first, which is the fear of abandonment, being left behind, not being enough, but not having enough. I feel like they're like, well, I don't know if we have the funds to do this or not, but I feel like they find another way with the Three of Wands because that's with new information going a different direction with it. So I feel like in the beginning there might be a little bit of feelings of, oh, this may not happen, but then there's some sort of finding of funds to be able to go, and it's okay. We're gonna go to this. Um, just feels like there's that lack energy that turns into a way around the obstacle. So I like that. And then the three cards, we got the Four of Pentacles. Let's see what else we have here, along with the Four of Swords. Very stable energies here. And the Hermit. Yeah. Home and rest and um, kind of energy that comes in here. It's interesting because I can almost look at all of this other energy as that someone ends up staying at home to rest, um, because the Four Pentacles is four walls of home and security, and the Hermit card, of course, is away from everyone else by themselves. Four of Swords is a peace of mind, but it's a very restful energy. They're usually sleeping on the Ace of Swords. So I do feel here, I don't know who ends up staying at home because it feels like they're part of the change of plans is like someone else is going along with you guys, but they end up staying at home. So, but I do with this energy based on current energy, does feel like your cousin's brother ends up going. I don't know, was the cousin going along too? Because maybe the cousin ends up having to stay at home because they're recovering from something. Because it feels like maybe they get sick or they need to rest and they need to stay there. Um, but so if that happens, just be aware of that. But I do feel that, well, maybe that's what happens here. Two can't go, but one can, and one ends up staying home, and then the brother ends up being able to go. So it feels very positive right now. We have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, which is the ruler over emotion, master of emotions, and intuition. Trust your gut a lot with this, um, because your empathic abilities and your connection to spirit is really there, as well. So follow your gut. Let's see what your inner child fortune cookie says here too around the situation. Let's put these cards back in here. All right. What else? All right, that one here. And we have it's time to celebrate. There you go. Because that's what that is a celebration, right? Of some kind. Cultivate an air of celebration today. Excuse me. So, celebration is such a wonderful experience in this life, one that can bring about a sense of community and pleasure. Even the smallest of reasons to celebrate is reason enough, as it is the spirit of celebration and not necessarily the physical adornments that make a gathering of people something extraordinary. If you have pulled this card, then it may be time to cultivate an air of celebration this week through action and spirit. In addition, this card could mean that it's time for you to celebrate yourself and your accomplishments. This practice can be done with others or by yourself. There you go. But the key aspect is to focus on what you have already accomplished, not what might be waiting for you in the future. If we do not celebrate ourselves in our current moments, then it might be hard to celebrate ourselves in our future moments as well. I like this. There's still a little more here I'll read, but it is about when I focus on the gratitude and the celebration and the joy of what I have in this moment, then that just allows more moments to come in. If I get caught up into a want and need for the future, I want to be happy in the future, and I'll be happy if this happens. That's lack energy and it pushes things away, right? So I like this about if I can't be happy and joyful with who I am and what I'm experiencing now, I won't have joy in the future either, because it's about being present and being joyful with what is, not what I want in the future, right? I love that. Self care exercise: create spaces that encourage play, laughter, and fun. Invite join you and take pleasure in their company. You're like, that's what I'm doing. Savor the simple beauty that good food and good friends can bring. A responsive journaling prompt is: how does it feel to your inner child to celebrate or to plan a celebration? What does the idea of excitement or expectation bring up in you? Are you worried about being let down or not being good enough? There's that lack energy. If you're experiencing any negative feelings around celebration, what can you do today to bring joy into it? I like it. So that is what we have. Yeah, and it's funny because there's two people here, and there's a is that a tiger? Looks like a tiger with wings, a fairy tiger. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you for that. And Kita, yay, you're here. All right, very good. You are very welcome, and thank you so much for your donation. All right. So let me grab, I had a couple. of more donations that have just come in. So let me grab those in here. Hey, hey, Shanji. Hey, Johanna, and everyone else that has come in here. We got Tracy, Carmel Damon, Olivier Vagata. Hello, hello. Take a sec to say hello to everybody. Kathleen Hughes is here. Crescent Moon, of course. Hello. Deb, I said hello to you earlier, but hello again. Got Sudeshna in the house. Hello. Moonlight 5. Hello, my dear. Siri Amanda. Hello. Nikita, of course, we just did yours. And we have Brenda earlier, and Ateshi, and Ashish, and Samya Rao, Swaroop, Eagle. I'm not sure if you guys are here since you posted yours earlier, but hello. So thank you guys so much. So where we're at on donations here. Oh, okay. I was like, where is this? So we've got up next, we have Surya Amanda and then Moonlight, and then Sudeshna times 2, and then Crescent Moon, Cat Lady of the Sea, Deb, Johanna, Shanji via Zcash app, and then Crescent Moon. You just had another one there, so we'll circle back around for you there as well. Right, so that's kind of where we're at on donations. We'll continue on here. So, Surrey Amanda, you are at 4136. Let's grab your timestamp here. Thank you guys so much for being here and all the thumbs up too. I really appreciate that. You help spread the Zen love and you're part of the love tsunami. So we appreciate that. All right, Siri, let's give your donation a love and a like since it lets me do that on those. So you want to know what's going on with Antonio and Cam. All right, let's see. Based on their current energies, what's going on with them here? Antonio and Cam. What do we have here? We've got here. Do you want this one? This is beneath the surface though. And these are like below the surface. All right, what's that all about? We'll find out. All right, bottom of the deck. We do have the Knight of Swords coming in here. Knight of Swords is a movement of air energy, which is movement of communication. I feel like there's some talking going on here, some conversations that are bringing a lot of clarity into their life. So I do feel like there is some deep awareness being brought out. We'll see awareness this is, of course, through these other cards. So the first card up, that's because that's the bottom of the deck. Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups. So there's some emotional confusion, some differentiation. Okay, difference in some emotions that are going on. So there's some emotional reactions I feel because 7 is kind of a conflicting energy, but that's how we grow and what ends up bringing clarity is conflict. Because if everything is just going smoothed over and we're keeping everything below the surface, then it just keeps building and building and building, then right. So there are some emotions that have come to the surface, and that's why I feel like they're talking through some things right now with this. Let's see what else we have here regarding this. Yeah, Queen of Cups, a lot of emotional energy. Queen of Cups, they're bringing in the Pisces full moon energy eclipse that we had last week. So a lot of stuff for the last 2 weeks have been bubbling up to the surface for all of us in our dream time, in our outside worlds, within us, in our emotional center, especially. A lot of bubbles that come to the surface, and we're like, "Whoa, what's that?" You know, things that have been there for a long time. There's um, this whole new moon energy of Virgo, the Virgo new moon, like 4 weeks ago, the first one, because we've got 2 Virgo new moons, which is significant, was at 0 degrees, which is the beginning of the Virgo energy. And this one is Virgo 29 degrees. So there's this whole ending and beginning and transformation and what do I want and what don't I want and what will I put up with and what I won't put up with. Energy we've been experiencing hugely over the last 4 weeks, but that Pisces full moon lunar eclipse in the middle just put the spotlight on our emotional center, right? So a lot of this has been coming in, and there's been a lot of emotional, we'll call it pressure, but it's like water pressure. Emotions are water, right? Emotional pressure of I need to be expressed. So I feel like that's what happened is stuff that's been held in came blipping out, and now they're talking through that. It feels with this energy. Yeah, the Ace of Cups, which is self-love, and here's all this cups energy, which just tells us it's like my my emotional cup overflowed here. Let's see what else we got here too. We have the 10 of Pentacles. It is an abundance and relationship energy. So it does feel here that there is this talk of relationships or discussion around relationships. If they're not in one already, it feels like, you know, there is energy around that. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the Strength card, the courage energy. This wanting to be seen energy, but in a way of, not everybody look at me, but I need you to see me energy that is in here. And so I feel like I want to be seen. I want to not, um, I don't want assumptions about me. I don't want to hide who I really am, whatever. I want to be seen for who I am. I want to be understood is a good energy that comes in here. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what's below here. So that was below the surface of the relationship is I don't want a relationships like I've had before. Um, that's coming in. And then below the surface, yeah, there is this magician energy with the Six of Pentacles. So a lot of this energy has to do with, wanting an equal giving and receiving type of relationship. Does feel like there has been in the past, because this is kind of my overgiver awareness or my codependency relationship awareness. So I feel like maybe at least one of them, if not both, have had relationships where they're the overgivers, where they feel they have to give so much to deserve so little. And so in the past, they overgave and overgave and overgave to other people just to have those other people um, go outside to give to others instead of to them. Because in a way, it became their past relationships become parent child relationships where the overgiver gives and gives and gives until they're exhausted, and then gives and gives and gives until they're resentful. And then this person goes out here and gives either through workaholic, hobbies, working out, or affairs, right? Or giving to their friends. And so that usually is what blows up a relationship, right? Codependent relationships normally don't fare well. I am a recovering overgiver, so I can tell you by experience, they do not. So I feel like that's where they're at right now. And I feel like they are working through things, talking through things. So it feels positive. We'll see what with the fortune cookie here, what else they want us to know with this inner child energy here. So let's see what we got here. All right, there we go. Thank you. And we've got, the way. Trust your intuition on this journey. Yeah. So there's that Queen of Cups, that emotionalness that's coming up too. 44 is a power number or a master number if you look at it that way. But it's very much looking for solidity energy with the two fours too. But it says, in this life, there will be many voices telling you the right way to go. They can be confusing and sometimes contradictory, pointing out all of the interesting paths that you could take. Just know that this life is yours and yours alone. No one else can tell you the path that is yours to walk, for only you know the way. If you have pulled this card, then know that you are going in the right direction. So that's what I feel like what it is I feel like this is what I want and deserve, and the other, this is what I feel I want and deserve. And before it would be like, no, I sacrifice myself and give everything to you. But they're wanting different types of a relationship. And so they're standing up for what they want, which is different for them. In addition, this card can also mean that you might need to listen to your inner voice now regarding a future decision. Take some time to reflect on the voices that you might have been listening to. Is there one that is drowning out your own? Inner work exercise. This is good for us or for them. It says set aside some time today to connect with your inner voice and intuition. There are many different ways in which you can do this, and each person will be unique in how they receive their inner guidance. Go somewhere with minimal distractions and begin to reflect upon the question, decision, and choice that is before you. Notice how your body feels when you think about each option. Is it tense or relaxed? What do you feel when you think about each option? And if you can, close your eyes and imagine each scenario playing out in your life. Which possible outcomes do you prefer? Think about what it is that you want for your life right now and also for the future. As you go through these exercises, look for what gives you a feeling of peace. Peace is what will help guide you. Yeah, this is that energy of I want to choose what I am wanting, not what I feel I'm supposed to. The responsive journaling prompt is how does it feel to listen to your deep inner knowing? Do you feel a sense of empowerment when you trust yourself and your intuition? Interesting. I love that. So know the way. You know the way. So I like that. So hopefully that helps for their understanding of what they're going through a little bit there. So that is what they have. So many blessings to you. I thank you again for your donation, Suri. Right, Moonlight 5, you are up. You got 5220. Boom, boom, boom. So thank you for the black kitty and your donation. So can Spirit tell you anything about the frustration you've been feeling all day? Please. You probably didn't say it that way. I'm adding that. Please, or please. We'll take a look here. Of course, we'll see if we get the moon card here. But of course, we've got that the Virgo new moon solar eclipse going on, which can be intense for us, right? So let's take a look here and see it. All right, thank you. You got the sun card, which the sun card is, of course, part of the lunar eclipse, solar lunar eclipse. So I feel like that's a big piece of it. Let's see what else they want you to know here, because that came flying out up front. Usually the cards are face down. I don't look at them until I see them. As soon as I see them, you guys are seeing them. But this one came out right up that way. So I do feel like this is a big piece of it here with the sun card coming in is that eclipse, solar eclipse energy, because it does shine a bright light on things. Um, it does expand things as well. But it's shining a bright light, and it's pointing out here things. And the sun card also, the sun represents kind of like our ego, our self, our perception of self in a way, right? It's our first house energy normally. And it'll point us to the second house comes next, which is our sense of worth. The bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Pentacles. You even have the Four of Swords under that. But the Four of Pentacles is about an energy of again, the spotlight they're showing on the three pentacles of the outside world, which we're told to define ourselves by, right? Relationships, situations, and things. And those things are all unstable, right? That stuff of the outside world, because people change, people walk away, people pass away, situations never stay the same. Things, our bodies deteriorate, break down, blow up, stolen, all that unstable, right? We talk about that all the time. So I know you get that. But this is what is coming in, and that's what this irritability is more of this. I'm ready to let go of things that don't serve him anymore. It's like there's things within you that are just wanting, just like, ugh. It's like if you ever get like, do you ever like plastic wrap on something and you take it off and there's a piece that you try to get rid of it, but it's static electricity. It just keeps sticking to your hands and you're just like, get off of me. That's the energy. That's what they're showing me in my head. The frustration, this irritability is I just want to get rid of some stuff that I'm just ready to let go of. I'm tired of this stuff, right? And that's that energy. And it's good. It's good for us because when we get to that point, the uncomfortable feeling of having it outweighs the fears that we have of releasing something. When we get to that point, we don't care. We're like, just get it off of me. I don't care how, right? So that's interesting. Let's see what this other energy is here too. Yeah, yeah. The Wheel of Fate is a spinning here with the Wheel of Fortune next to the Star card, another major arcana, and the Five of Swords. Yeah, the battle between the head and the heart. A lot of clarity coming in here, and I feel like the spotlight being on this, because the Five of Swords is what the mind says I'm supposed to have and what the heart wants, right? And the Star card is like a dream come true, but the mind has a dream come true that it's been conditioned to to be told all this opinion on what your dream should be, and then there's the heart's dream. And the Wheel of Fortune, this again, this is happening for you. That 10 of the Wheel of Fortune is ready for this ending of stuff and a beginning, release of a lot of stuff that our mind has been telling us and really connecting it deep, deep in your heart. It's like your heart is being really honest about what it wants and what it doesn't want. And I feel like the doesn't want is like, the mind's like, da, 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 da. Well, we can do this and this. And like, no, I want this. And like, well, da, 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 da. And you're like, no, I want this. And they're like, da, da, the mind, I want this and this and this. Like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. Get rid of it. And that's what's coming in with this energy here. And then the heart here, rose quartz heart is standing out. It's like the heart wants to speak. Yeah. And then there is this, you've got one card and then one card like this, and one card like this, one card like that. So it looks like a mirror. And I feel like this is the mind versus the heart. The mind is saying, I want financial stability. I want this equal giving and receiving. And the Six of Wands, yeah, I want this balance. It's trying to balance out things both in the physical world and energetically, passion wise. And um, it's trying to define, what does a balanced life look like? This is what balance looks like. And then the heart is saying, no, self-love, 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 not out there, in here. And the Hermit, yeah, not out there, in here, inward and upward. So there is this interesting energy with this. The mind's going, no, balance means this and this and this and this in the outside world. And the heart's like, no, all that's unstable. You'll never find balance out there. Balance is in here, in my heart, when I find my love, which is what the Four of Pentacles does, right? The Four of Pentacles, when I didn't finish the story, and now I understand why, because the Three Pentacles that we're told to look in the outside world point us inward when we have enough disappointment and frustration and irritation in the outside world, where you're like, that nothing out there is going to satisfy me. When we go inward and upward and we find the Ace of Cups, the chalice, we get to fill up with that eternal unconditional love. And then we just take a big deep breath and we have this relief, knowing I have everything I need inside of me. I don't need anything in the outside world. Doesn't mean I stop wanting stuff in the outside world. I just stop needing it, and I release attachment to it, because I'm filling up and overflowing on the inside, and everything in the outside world becomes above and beyond extra. And that's where we experience a feeling of abundance. And that's where the Four of Swords comes in, is letting go of the expectations. That's when we have rest. Our mind is able to rest, and where we can actually feel a rest when we let go of this supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be's and must be's. It's a great releasing energy that comes in. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too, through the inner child oracle. So, hope everyone's doing well. Hello, hello, everybody. And I didn't even look down here. I don't know if you're here mentioning anything. Nope. Okay. All right. So you are wanted. They showed me a wanted poster. They're wanting, you're wanted, not dead or alive like the old Westerns here in the United States. They used to have wanted posters, dead or alive, wanted, when it's an outlaw. This is the one they showed me. So it's wanted alive. They want you to live. I like this. There is a home waiting within. There you go. Let's see what this brings in here real quick. So, abandonment is a wound that many of us carry. Ain't that the truth? It is a tender place within us that mourns at the prospect of rejection. Such a sweet heart beats within those who have experienced the pain of being unwanted. Be gentle with yourself in the presence of this pain. At our core, we all crave connection and to be drawn into the embrace of a beloved soul. The acceptance exercise says the exercise for this card is quite gentle in nature, but it will require you to be exceptionally vulnerable with yourself. And I know you're comfortable with that. I recommend doing this in front of a mirror, but if a mirror is unavailable or if it detracts from your ability to complete the exercise, please skip this step. Find a comfortable place and reflect on a touch that speaks to your abandoned inner child. For me, this touch is when someone cups the side of my face. Boo, 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 boo. Once you have found the touch that brings life these tender places within, give that touch to yourself. I know for me, sometimes it's just holding my own hand. It's beautiful. Let yourself fall deep into the feeling of your hands on your skin, much as you would with a trusted friend or lover. And if you are in front of a mirror, I would like for you to look into your eyes and tell yourself that you will never leave you, that you will never abandon yourself, that you will never walk away, and that it is you, beloved, and me until the very end. Wow, got goosebumps. If you do not have a mirror, close your eyes and say these words. Or these days, you can do it on your phone, right? Turn on your camera and have it flipped to you, right? So you can see yourself. But if you do not have a mirror, close your eyes and say these words. Know that you are your own home and that it is waiting within. What's amazing is the Four of Pentacles you got when we're talking about worth and everything. The Four of Pentacles is also the four walls, which I consider the home card. I'm gonna now that's available for that for the future, for when we get that Four of Pentacles. You're coming home to you. You are your own home. A responsive journaling prompt is: how does your inner child feel after hearing that you will never leave them? And do they feel loved and seen? Is there anything that they need at this moment? Beautiful energy. Wow, wow, wow. So that is what they have for you, Moonlight. Thank you again. Oh, there you go. You've actually been here for so long, people think you've moved out of town. I love it. That's good. You can have secret meetings with people. Don't tell anyone else I'm still here. Oh, here you are. Here, all the energies have been going on for a long time now, really affect you in so many ways. so drained by it, but life is really changing for sure. Yeah, and I saw a great video this morning. Maybe I'll share it on my social posts in the community area later today, if I remember, because it was a great um, astrologer, um, Lisa. What is her last name? I just found her today, but I loved what she said, and it was great energy. Really resonated around this moon energy. But it was, as you guys may, she's mentioned, you might feel exhausted physically and otherwise. So we definitely have that energy going on, right? So hang in there, my dear. You're definitely not alone, and I love that for you. All right. So many blessings to you. All right, we'll continue on here. I'll give an update of where we're at on the list here. I just want to complete a few more of the readings here. So we've got Sudeshna Ghosh times 2 coming up. And you are at 105.55. Look at that, all those fives. So let's give your first one a love and a like here. All right, you want to know which career should you choose to go forward, which will help you get a better job in the future? All right, let's take a look here. Of course, whenever anyone says should, I always say that there are no shoulds from spirit. They will give us the energies of what come with each thing, but we have a power of choice. They'll tell us the energy, especially when you're specifically saying which one will give me a better job. They'll tell you the energy around that, and then you get to choose. There's no right or wrong choices, just different choices with different outcomes, right? So that's what we're going to do. So automation testing, number 1, what does that bring? Number 2, front end development. Okay, get 2 cards for that one. Data business analyst, number 3. Okay, get 2 for that one. And then is there any other technologies? So we'll take a look here. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Devil card, which is ruled by Saturn, but it's Capricorn energy, which rules the 10th house of work. So I feel like there's this energy in because you asked him to guide you, is that this is work. This is just how you will, apply your stuff in your life and do that. But that's not your life. That's just a part of your life, that working. So um, when we realize we don't live to work, we work in order for us to be able to live life, right? So it's a good awareness around that. All right. So all that said, the energy around which one will help you get a better job in the future, automation testing, the Ace of Swords, it will bring clarity here. It will give you direction and guidance. It's more mental here. I feel like it points you as you're looking into automation testing. I feel like it brings you clarity on other possible jobs. So I feel like it's more of a, while you're doing it, you realize something. There's something better, something more. But I don't feel like the automation testing itself helps you. It's while you're in it that you learn of something else. So hopefully that makes sense. So it doesn't itself, um, doing the job itself doesn't do it. But while you're doing that job, I feel like you're through the automation testing, you would touch different areas. You would like have interactions with different areas, different people, that you'd learn of different things and go, ooh, this is really interesting kind of energy. All right. Number 2, front end development. Yeah, very good energy. You got the Empress energy, which is about abundance and harvest and new birth. The Two of Cups is you uh, get connections with people. You build some significant relationships with people through that for business, which can help you get other jobs. So I feel like through this front end development, you get known and you develop connections. And because of those connections, that's what helps create new job opportunities. So that feels more favorable than number one. Number three, data business analyst. You got the 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. So this feels very look of the coin. If you're looking for money, um, better job in the future. By better job, yeah, and you get to determine what does better mean. Is that more money or higher? Yeah, what does better mean for you, right? That's something that you can look at because if better is more money, um, either number two or number three. Um, Number three with this Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears to get the reward. But the Ten of Pentacles is a huge reward. Empress is like bigger reward because she's a major arcana of harvest. So number two is the biggest. Number three is better than number one when it comes to abundance. Um, I also feel number three would that you'll be required to get more certifications or more training in that. If you take that, there's going to be some extra things that you need to do for that as well. Right. And then is there a number four, which any other technologies, whatever? The Tower card here really would be a no. They're like these three, as far as what you're looking for better opportunities, feels like the ones that are meant for you right now. But this Tower card is an energy of whatever is moved out of our way. You know, eventually things get moved around where there is this space for you to align with something that's more in alignment with what you're wanting and where you're wanting to go in your life, which I feel is more heart centered. When this Tower card and the Devil card, because they were all focusing on, well, that's a job, but there's other things in your life that are would make you feel more fulfilled. But I feel like that's the work, that's the job, but there's other stuff that's going to open up for your life that makes you feel that's where you get your sense of fulfillment from, if that makes sense. So that is what they have for that for you. I don't feel like the fortune cookie for this one. So let's we'll look at your second one here. And I did think I think I saw you have another one down below somewhere. We'll eventually get to that too. All right. Let's shuffle these up and take a quick sip of tea. Cheers, everybody. All right. So let's give your second one here a love and a like as well. Upcoming week for you on career, love, and health and guidance. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is where your fortune cookie will come in too. So we've got career. Thank you. What about love? All right. Thank you. Put that there. Health, of course, you already know this, as I mention it every time you ask about health. But see the disclaimer in the description box of the video. I am not a licensed medical professional. Tarot is for fun and entertainment purposes only, etc., which you already know all that. So there you go, health. And then any other guidance. And I feel like they'll give you guidance through the inner child, your inner child fortune cookie too. All right. This next week feels very balanced. On the bottom of the deck, you do have the King of Cups, which is emotional balance and mental balance. You know, it's the balance between the head and the heart. It feels very calm, which makes sense with us moving into Libra season here tomorrow. Libra, of course, is balanced. You're gonna be able to see where imbalance is out of your life, but I feel like that brings in very grounding energy as well, especially with this Virgo new moon energy that we're having today, that grounding energy, this new birthing energy. It feels very for you this week. Let's take a look. For career, you have the Five of Pentacles. And I feel like you are, this transformation with this number five coming in here. It's like you're realizing um, where you feel you're lacking in your career and where your fear of abandonment, fear of not having enough, not being enough. Feel like you kind of there's movement in that area of your life where you're really getting to understand, okay, what is it that I do want, And I feel like with this, like you just got your reading right now, you're like, all right, so front end development feels like the boom, like the Empress harvest energy being a major arcana. It's huge change. And then number three, the data business analyst is, the second thing that would be the second most successful. And then the first one is like, well, you would learn about other things, but it doesn't help you in those get to those other levels. You get new information. So every one of them will help you, but you can do that. Something else too, since you have three, right? I think we talked before about the coin because if you flip a coin, if you like, let's say you go, okay, automation heads, front end development tails, and you flip a coin and you get heads, you're like, ooh, let me do best two out of three. That immediate feeling of when you see the result, if you're like, oh, then you know you didn't want that one. So you take that off the table. Then you go, all right, front end development is heads, data business analyst is tails. You flip the coin, and what comes up, you're going to know right then too. It's a little trick that helps us understand because when we see the result, our heart is like, oh, or yay, or I don't care either one of these. If you don't care, then that tells you you don't really want either one of them, right? Or you want both. But it's usually if it's then it's like I don't care, right? So it's maybe then seeking something more that the heart wants. All right. So I feel like that's for career. And then you've got love. Oh, I know, my dear. Temperance. We always love getting a patience card. Temperance is you're working on your self love, you're working on it. Trust that it's coming towards you in the perfect timing, in the perfect way, in the perfect person. But if you want to speed it up, use this slow time to question old thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you around love, that feel limiting and restrictive and expectations, right? Focus on emotions that don't serve you anymore, energy that don't serve, physical things that don't serve you anymore. Because clearing that stuff out allows you to raise your love vibration that brings things in faster. But the temperance card it is progressing, but if you want it to go faster, then focusing inward and upward on that self love is what will draw that in for you. So you're still in this week kind of a holding pattern. Things are moving towards that, but you're not meeting the love of your life this week based on current energy. You're like, I know. Anyway, health. Ooh, Ace of Cups. It's pretty good here. Ace of Cups is a positive energy. Aces are powerful cards, so I feel like um, again, the more you find your self love, the more and the more you look inward, the more your body and loving your body and showing your body you love it through what you're eating, what you're drinking. Are you getting enough rest? Are you stressing yourself out? And if I'm doing stressful things, I'm doing things that can calm my body. If I'm moving my body, allowing it to, doing things to show it that I love it is important for you this week. It feels good. I don't have anything of concern coming in there. Guidance overall for the week, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. You will see the rewards. Putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears is worth it, especially when it came out with the Three of Swords, which is the expectations equal disappointment. So, some of what you can do is those things in your life where you feel disappointed and you feel like things aren't working out, where you have the fears, those are small t truths rooted in fear. These are the opinions of the past that have been given to us that have challenged us into, this um, trying to live up to all this stuff in order to be lovable, acceptable, successful, blah, 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 right? It's all opinion. There's no rules around it. In fact, it's really untrue because everyone's pointing us usually to the outside world. Oh, it's all about who you're with and relationships you have with all sorts of people and your jobs, your education, your social status, your body, your bank accounts, your possessions. That all defines you. That's all the BS of the world, right? When we go inward and upward, we find our pricelessness when we go to the outside world. That all those expectations will let us down, and so this is about looking at what do I feel disappointed about that's pointing me to a belief I have around a supposed to be, a should be, a need to be, a have to be, a must be, a oughta, you know, which isn't true. And so I can question going, is that really true? Do I want to believe that that has to happen? Or do I get to release that and then live more free? So I feel like that is a bit of there. You have the Three of Cups too. Yeah. So you have a choice here. I can focus on joy. You know, if I focus so much on my fears, I get more of that. I focus on what I'm grateful for, I get more of that, which we've talked about before. But it's a good reminder and good guidance that when I'm feeling crappy on the inside, um, I came here to experience it. There's no judgment on it. But if I'm tired of feeling crappy on the inside, then I'm going to choose gratitude and joy and play and laughter and unconditional love. Right? Those things will help raise the roof, raise the vibration. Right? Like raise the roof. All right. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. What other guidance do they want? Okay, evidently this one that just came flying out of the deck here for you. Let's see, what is this? Today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. A giraffe with butterfly wings. Like it, I like it. All right, let me take another quick sip here. Getting parched. All right. So it can seem overwhelming when you look toward the finish line of a journey you have not yet begun and see how long it will take to reach the end. I know, right? But the finish line is not always where your attention belongs. It belongs in the space right in front of you. The journey begins with one step and continues with the next step and the next until one day you will have arrived. If you have pulled this card, then it might be time to do what you've been putting off. A self care exercise is make a commitment to yourself to begin your journey. Though it might seem scary, know that beyond the horizon awaits something more wonderful that you can know in these present moments. No one is ever truly ready at their first steps. It is not perfection that we seek, but a life lived fully. Wow. Going back to your first reading about we don't work. I'm sorry, we don't live to work. We work so we can live fully, right? A responsive journaling prompt is, how does it feel to start your new adventure today? Take some time to list all of the wonderful things that will come to you on this new journey. There is much to look forward to. I like that. But coming back to the now and being grateful with this, and then just look at the very next step instead of 1,000 steps, because that's exhausting, right? All right. So that's what they have for that for you, Sudeshna. So many blessings to you. All right, let's give a quick update here. So up next we have Crescent Moon, and then Cat Lady of the Sea, and then Deb. Then we have the first one for you, Hannah. Then we have Sean G via Zcash app, and then we have Crescent Moon, And then we have some more here. Let me add these to the list here. We've got Gabriella. I want to grab your little Enya above the E. I think that's what that's called. It's an Enya, but maybe not. That might be something else. I might be remembering my one Spanish class I took a long time ago. And then Sudeshna. Let me grab that here. Oops. Come on, mouse. There it goes. Thank you. And then another Johanna. Thank you, Johanna. Grab that up here too. Okay. And then Alice. He'll be up after that. Okay. Let me just add some stuff in here. All right. Excuse me. Clear my throat here. So, hey, everybody. So good to see everyone. I wish I could say hi to each and every one of you. So I was reading. Hey, Tim. Oh, okay. Very good. For the pissed office instead of the post office. All right. Right. Yeah, Johanna, you're not alone in being a hermit lately. Too funny, I know. So that is where we're at. So hopefully I'll try to keep you guys updated as we're going through, so you can kind of see where we're at. One of these days I'll find a way. Maybe I'll keep the list on a live session under another screen name or something where I can keep updating a comment or something so people can see it in real time. We'll figure it out. We'll see. All right, Crescent Moon, you are up. Let's grab your first one here. So here's your first time stamp. Thank you for your donation and the sneak peek. I love that. Woo! It's third eye, private eye. So a deeper dive into yesterday's read on Sagittarius and the Libra moon. So occurring today, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Also, what I like it, they'll reach out during the September Libra moon or in October. All right, let's take a look here and see where their energies are here. So, yesterday's read on such. So occurring today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So just what's going on here. Let's see, Monday. Oh, so today, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So, let's see what that, because Wednesday feels a little bit different there, but we'll take a look there. Maybe because it's only some of the day Wednesday, because it changes, I think, on Wednesday, right? And then what's the likelihood that they'll reach out during September and October? This is for extra for October here. Okay, and I want these two. All right, that one too. So this, we'll just put that over there. All right. So let's see here. Energy on the Sag for today. A Nine of Swords. This makes sense. This Nine of Swords is a big shaking up of expectations, thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, and this energy of the solar eclipse energy. It really magnifies a lot of things, and if we're focused in on higher vibration, we get a blast of higher vibration, like a surge of that. If we're focused on our thoughts and beliefs and our fears and concerns and this and that, we get a surge of that too. And so I feel like today's a surge of like, whoa, energy around that, bringing up a lot of their, thinking around that. So we do have that there today. And then Monday, the sun. Here's the solar eclipse energy still impacting it here, but it's a brighter energy. It's like they mentioned something like this yesterday, I think, or the day before, where they're showing me like it's like a vampire movie. I forget what the name of it was. They got stuck in a and bolt all the doors, and then all the vampires come out. Like the dancers are vampires, and everyone's fighting for their life. And they keep on saying, "All I have to do is we have to make it till dawn." Oh, it has something with dawn in it because it was like dawn. We just got to make it when the sun comes up, we're good. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that they're feeling for Monday here is that they're like, all right. And then a lot of clarity is being shown on things, which is interesting because, like today with the Nine of Swords, when we keep these fears in the dark, they seem so much bigger and scarier. When we bring it out into the light, we're like, oh, that's all it is. There's like this kind of energy for Monday on there. Tuesday, we have the Empress. So they're very much in this self care, um, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy. What do I want for me? Creativity, too. And it's an abundant harvest kind of energy about that, too, about this. All right. It feels very productive is a good word. A productive day where I'm getting things done and I'm really feeling in a good place about myself. So it's good energy here after a day of like the dark night of the soul, right? um, from dawn till dusk. Maybe that's I forget what the name of the movie is. Is anyone mentioning it down here? Maybe not. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I know that movie," but it feels very much more brighter. And then Wednesday, got the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, another abundance kind of energy, seeing my worth and relationship to the outside world in a different way as well. So I feel like they're in a good space on Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, I feel like tomorrow feels bright for them because compared to today, it's like, ugh, ugh, but it's like, oh, wow. And it is Libra season too. So that fall equinox starts, so it's this balanced feeling, and then this just feels like this progresses into these days here. What's the likelihood that based on their current energies that they'll reach out during, let me find the question again here. Yeah, likelihood that they'll reach out during September Libra moon. Well, we got the Two of Cups, very high right now. Here's the reaching out and the you know friendship relationship energy, right? So it feels very high here. And then October, yeah, October too, we got the Chariot, which is a victory energy. There's just the Seven of Swords getting out of our head around something here, because this is a, if I can get past, and I feel like this is your energy, not theirs, where if I just need to step out of my thoughts and beliefs and mindsets lead me out of opportunities in the future. Feelings of how I've betrayed myself, how, or fears of betrayal um, that are a reflection of how I betrayed myself in the past. By that, I mean, because like for me, it meant like when I was cheated on in the past, that was my perception at the time, but it was a mirror for me showing how I was cheating on myself because I was looking for my worth out here instead of up here. So there's this power of choice energy that comes in, that there will be connection based on current today's energy during this one and in October. And it's interesting because Libra rolls over the house. It's the eighth house of relationships. And so it's interesting in it being an air sign, being communication with people too. So how interesting. And they actually give you some bonus cards. Let's see what these are about. What else do they want you to know here about all this? Yeah, here's the Eight of Cups. Yeah, Yeah, there's this balanced energy between the 4 and 4, this Libra balanced energy. Normally, that's not what that means, but they have it such grouped of 4 and 4 that there's this wonderful balanced energy. The 3 of Pentacles, about being true to one's authentic self. There's also community energy here, friends group energy here. I do feel here with this 8 of Cups, it feels like they are walking away from some friendships with this combination here too, which makes sense because they have the 5 of Cups. They're making some changes in some emotional energy and where they're investing it, which the 8 of Cups kind of brings that in too. So very interesting. All right, so I feel like that's what they have there. We'll give you your fortune cookie, I feel, for this one. As soon as I put all these cards back in. Come on, there it goes. So let's see what else they have here for you with Wishish. That is interesting, right? It's like, Libra season, Libra moon. Choose yourself today. Look in a number 8 again. All these 8s that were coming out in this reading. It's a good flow energy. Do not deny your importance. So I like that. This is their energy of choosing themselves, but this is also good for you and all of us too, of course. So I love reading all these. I go into deep with everyone's fortune cookies. I get to learn and glean from them all myself. That's why I'm so evolved and mature. No! Not true. All right. Our inner child has always been sensitive to a promise broken, a desire disregarded, or a hope lost. It is paramount that we show our inner child, and by default, our present selves, that they are important to us through our actions. Wow. An acceptance exercise says ask yourself what it looks like for your inner child to be important to you today, this week, this month, and this year. Write down your answers on a piece of paper. Some of these answers might be overwhelming or seem unattainable, and that's okay. Look at your answers and make a list of ways you can show yourself that you are important every day. Try to distill your weekly, monthly, and yearly answers into a 10 or 15-minute daily task. For example, if your yearly answer is to write a book, then a daily task could be to write 200 words each day. And once you have your list, write each task down on a small piece of paper, folding each one and placing it into a bowl or similar container. Pick one item each day to do for yourself. Oh, I love this. Make sure to practice celebrating yourself after each task has been completed. I'm going to keep this card to the side. I'm going to do this too. The responsive journaling prompt says, are there aspects of yourself that you feel might not be worthy of praise or accomplishments that you feel are not good enough? If so, give yourself praise, no matter how insignificant your accomplishments may seem to you. When you give yourself praise, do so with the enthusiasm of a proud parent when presented with a masterpiece from a toddler. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful card. Choose yourself today. I love it. All right, so that's for your first one. I do see, of course, you have a second one, so we'll circle back around for that here in a momentito. You just have 1, 2, 3, 4 people in between. All right. So, Cat Lady of the Sea, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom, boom. And let's find you up here. There you are. Let's give your donation a love and a like. Take a quick sip here. Sorry. Let's finally clearing out this morning. So sorry. Hacking up on the video stream here. All right. So, will you get a job at Elegance after the interview with the manager? Ooh, all right. Let's take a look here. Probably just best I just throw a cough drop in here just to lubricate the little pipes here. So let's take a look here, cat lady. Based on current energies, will you get a job after the interview with the manager at the Elegance? All right. Okay. All right. Boom, 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 boom. And these two as well. All right. Let's see. These 4 cards came out together. So we'll look at those. And then these two. Bottom of the deck, I like we got the Justice card, which is Libra energy with Libra season coming up tomorrow. Feels very balanced, very positive card here. As soon as I saw it, I just kind of heard justice is finally served. I'm getting my just rewards, So I like this. Let's see what comes in here. Yeah, we got the moon energy of the eclipse is coming in. It's a powerful energy here. Very Mother Luna energy. Let's see what else. And the sun. Wow. Bright card. So I like this. Here's the eclipse energy, ready for a new birth, ready. We're having a Virgo new moon, solar eclipse today. New moons are all about new seeds, plants, new beginnings, energy. And I feel like really emphasizing that here. I like this, especially the sun card is one of the most powerful, abundant cards in the deck. So this is looking very good. Let's see what these other ones are. We got the full card. The first card in the major arcana of a new adventure, a new beginning. 4 major arcana if you're including the Justice card on the bottom. And then the 3 of Swords is letting the expectations go. Because we've got all these other cards of this new beginning, this abundance energy, and I like this. And it's like the letting go of expectations energy that's coming in with this 3 of Swords being right after it, because the 3 of Swords is expectations equal disappointment, but when we focus on expectations, it also pushes away like the want and the need energy. We probably talked about this before, so I won't like beat a dead horse around it, because I feel like this, that when I focus on I need this, I want this, I fear I won't get this, we actually push it away. If I'm like release and surrender and go, Creator, I want a job, and I trust that you're gonna bring me the perfect job in the perfect timing, the perfect way. And I'm grateful. These are the jobs of the past I've had that I've been grateful for. I loved this about this about this about this, right? That's this. It's a opposite of resisting and pushing away and repelling energy into inviting and drawing it to us energy. So I feel like that's just an important little go in there with gratitude, with an attitude of gratitude, and then I feel like it flows to you very easily. You also have the 6 of Pentacles, another victory card, some good money coming in. And the Devil card, work. Work energy. The Devil card is ruled by Saturn, and then thus Capricorn energy. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, but it's the 10th house of work in that. So work that brings in money. Chung ching. So it looks very positive here with all of that. They're just reminding, if you just go in with this attitude, seeing it from a different perspective, instead of something that I have to do, it's something that I get to do and that I want to do, kind of comes in a little bit too. I like that. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in around it here. Sorry, I'm not paying attention down here if you're talking. Okay. So let's take a look here with the fortune cookie here. So, all right, this is yours here. And you've got say yes. Card number 30. That sounds positive. Now is the time to be open and receive. I love it. Let's see here. Card 30 says being truly open to life can be a bit unnerving. There are so many possibilities and unknowns, and we could never analyze them all. While there is much wisdom in weighing the options before us, sometimes there will be aspects of the future that we can never truly know until we walk that road. It is in these moments that we have to take a leap of faith and say yes. If you have pulled this card, now might be the time to open up and receive. A wonderment exercise says if we are not open to the many good things in life, they can pass us by. Practice saying yes to what there is abundance all around us. Sometimes we just need to make space for it to arrive, right? It's that we create the space instead of focusing on want and need and fear, that energy, anything lower vibrational, and focus on gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and play. That brings it in, right? So I like that. That creates the space for receiving. Responsive journaling prompts. How does it feel in your body when you say yes to something new? How does it feel not knowing the outcome when you say yes? If it is a negative feeling, what is something you might be able to do to feel more positive about the unknown? Hmm, right? Something that comes to mind that helps me whenever I start to get like, ooh, what's going to happen in the future? It's, I trust you, creator. Do I trust you? Because they would ask me that when I was going through a really transitional time in my life, and I'd start to freak out. They go like, "Psst, psst." I'm like, what? What? Hello. And they're like, do you trust me? And I really sat with it. Not just, of course I trust you. I really sat and go, do I trust you? And I'm like, I do. And then the calm comes. I trust that everything that comes my way is for me in some way, somehow. And would much life seems to work out a lot better when it's in their hands and not mine. When I try to control the world, we end up in a ditch. I'm like, you know what? You drive. I know I'm driving my life through my energy, but anyway. So that's what they have for you, Cat Lady of the Sea. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then we have Deb up. Hey, Deb. Let's grab your timestamp here. You got 147.33. So let's scroll up here. Thank you for your donation and your superpower sticker there. So let me catch up here. So, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the singing bowl. You didn't jump. She did. But you feel like you jumped. I read that. Okay. And your animal spirit was flying all around her the entire time, before, during, and after her flight. Wow. Hawks flying, letting you know that they were with us. What an amazing day y'all had. Adventures for sure. I love that. Wow. Well, good. So, a general message for spirit, energy to be aware of. All right. Let's take a look here, Deb. See what we got here. All right. Okay. Got here. Got here. Got here. 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 All right. And these here. With this here. Oh, how interesting. I'm like, here, look. I could. But it's very mirrored energy. We start off with just one card by itself, but then you have two cards with one underneath, and then one card with two underneath, and then again two cards with one underneath. So it's like this hopscotch, tic-tac-toe, not tic-tac-toe, but just anyway. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups energy, which is an energy about balance your emotions. I feel like is a good thing to be aware of. You have the Empress underneath that too. So I'm feeling like this is more related to, even got the High Priestess underneath there and the Wheel of Fortune underneath there, which is abundance and fullness here, and stepping away, seeing things from a higher perspective, realizing everything that unfolds for everyone is for them. But I feel like this is balancing your emotional energy more so around motherhood, being a mama and grandmama. So it feels like more that is where, because I feel like you're good with your energy, but it's more so that natural instinct of mama bear wanting to protect and help the children. So there could be just some, life things happening within the children energy. So I feel like being aware of that is where we're going to be coming in there. So we'll take a look there. Yes, Cat Lady, here's your timestamp. So thank you again. um, so I like that. So let's take a look here. So you're the one card that came up by itself. You have the Nine of Pentacles. This is an independent energy. It is a lot like the Hermit energy. Nine is and it's Virgo energy, which we're just coming out of tomorrow. But there is this energy of, allow everyone to be independent, come back to you, take care of you, energy here. Even the Empress is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy too. So there's a dual message that comes in with that. All right, let's take a look here. Maybe these are three individuals in the outside world, because I feel like that's who these are. Three different individuals. Yeah, you try to, right? And it's a good, this is like just energy to be aware of. And it's not that, it's bad, because I feel like that's what keeps so many people alive is a mother's care for their children, and they're not just like, you know, like was it Roseanne Barr when she was a comedian in the beginning? She's like, you know what? Um, I feel like if if my children are still alive, until they're old enough to take care of themselves, I feel like I did my job, because some animals eat their young. I remember her saying that. And it's like, oh, okay. So I feel like this is a good energy. But I feel like there's three individuals that you really are wanting, that are coming up here, that you're drawn into this mothering energy. It may not have to be the mother of them either, but there is this mothering energy that comes in. Yeah, I know, right? But that's how they grow. They got to go through their growing pains. So the first one, the two cards up top, we have, yeah, more Hermit energy with the Five of Pentacles. So there is someone that's going to be feeling some lack energy, feeling left behind out in the cold, feeling like they're alone. Um, Someone feeling rejected and I'm not worth anything. Um, so someone goes through that energy, and they're gonna, come in with that low vibrational energy, right? And then the advice to you, the Knight of Swords. We do have here movement of energy. Yeah, a lot of Hermit energy, which you can relate to, right? But this person feels alone. Um, um, if it's not that they just feel alone, even though, like, what am I, chopped liver? They feel so alone, and it's like, right. But the Knight of Swords is bringing clarity, and I like this because you're able to give some great words of wisdom and bring them some clarity in here. So I like that. It's not you telling them what to do, but you're. Uh, I feel like you're like, I get it. I feel like you share some stories of maybe some things that you've gone through, and um, and that allows them, right? Yeah, it's like the oh, boo 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 boo, and so you can, you know, of course, I can see you going, not alone. And I feel like this one's over the phone though, because otherwise you'd want to hug them, but you're gonna hug them with your energy. You're gonna hug them with your words, and because I feel like they are away from you, and so you can't, you know, touch them physically. But I feel like your words will help. So I like that. So, but it's again, it's not, you're not trying to solve their problem. You're just sharing information with them, giving them perspective, um, and you know, saying, "I know it can definitely feel that way sometimes, but please know you're never ever alone. I'm always here for you. You have a great host of beans, not beans. People have make fun of you sometimes. Beans, like lima beans. No, beans. This is my spending time in Texas. I'm all beans. Human beings, spiritual beings. You're surrounded by beans, but very supportive. So I feel like that they want you to know about that. Uh, Person number two that you'll come across, Six of Cups, a child with child energy here. That's coming in. Um, so let's see what you help them with here. Yeah, and again, the Hierophant. You become like, really, here's this teacher student energy, and the Six of Swords is helping people leave behind old ways of thinking, see things from a different perspective, and so I feel with child or maybe children, you're just able, with all this air energy of Aquarius that you have, of course, you're able just to, um, of course, empathize, and then consider. Something to consider is like, this is something that helped me see it from this viewpoint. If this resonates, and he just, again, it's not an energy of you better listen to me. I need to solve your problems. It's about sharing information. Share your stories. I feel like you're going to go into storyteller mode and just share some of your experiences with individuals. But I feel like that's child. And then the third person, you have the King of Wands and the Three of Swords. Yeah. Someone very fiery, very disappointed in something, just feeling very, very I wanted this so bad, I didn't get it. Someone that's really, but they're not like the Knight of Wands, which is like someone that overreacts. It's someone that's very fiery, that when they do react, it's like a king that is patient, but when they get to a point, it is like bam, right? You're like, oh, clear the throne room where their heads are gonna roll. No. And what you offer them, oh yeah, lover's card here. Um, it's not that way. Or maybe he is. He's very calm until something really. No, I don't feel like that. But this is an important relationship, and I feel like again, you honor someone's emotional choice, and I feel like this is in this particular situation. Again, after empathizing, like you said, your daughter, yeah, so it might be, might be. Um, but I get it, this stuff happens and it can really irritate us. And really, I know I've had that, like this happened in my life and stuff. Something that helped me, I just feel like it's story time with you with a lot of people. It's like something that helped me energy. not what you should do, which you don't do, but it's like you want to do that. You need to do this to feel better. It's like something that helped me was this, and this is about emotional choice. Sometimes I just had to choose, you know what? I'm tired of feeling a certain way. I'm going to choose differently. And I just, sometimes that's what it takes, when you're ready. But I do feel like there's just being aware of this energy and the story, telling the stories. I feel like is why they wanted me to tell the stories, so that you can, see that. Um, but the biggest thing, of course, no one wants to hear the that people tend not to be ready to hear a story till they feel validated. Like what they're feeling is okay, and I hear what you're feeling, and I feel for you. But here comes that, and then you can share the story. Excuse me. So, uh, listen first, and then talk second, which I know is what you do. All right. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. What else do they want you to know? Spend time in nature. Don't have to twist your arm. 34. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. Oh, and that can be that. I kind of felt there was masculine energy with the King of Wands. So it could be that, for sure. So it says the earth is a precious gift, one that provides and one that heals. Its beauty nourishes our souls, and its vibrational energy brings a steadiness to our bones. It grounds us and inspires us, gives us hope, and brings wonder to our hearts, and is the great mother to us all. There's that in the Empress card too. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, getting out into nature. So if you pulled this card, then nature is calling out to you. Yeah. Yeah. Nervous. You're so funny. What are they going to do? The wonderment exercise, excuse me, says if you can, take time to go outside today and whenever you need to balance your energy, of course. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin or gaze into the night sky. Touch and feel the softness of a plant. Smell the tangy sweetness of tree sap and listen to the babble of a brook. Dig your toes into the rich soil and feel yourself deeply connecting to this wondrous place we are honored to call home. Note if you're unable to go out into the wild, there are a few other ways you can connect to nature at home. You can take a bath with fresh herbs or flowers. You can buy a plant to love on, preferably one you can touch and caress. You can sit or lie in a warm sunbeam inside of your home. You can bring the sense of the forest inside by diffusing pine, cedarwood, cypress, fir, or juniper essential oils. Let your senses guide you on your journey to connecting with nature from the comfort of home. A responsive journaling prompt is how does your inner child feel after connecting to nature? Do you experience wonder at the beauty of the universe? If not, do you feel there is something stopping you from allowing this wonder to come from within? Beautiful. I love it. Of course, you all are all about the nature. So I like that. So that is what they have for you, Deb. Welcome, welcome. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, your favorite. I know. Hey, Tyler. Hello, 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 hello. I see your hello, but please don't spam the chat. All right. So let's see. I think I had another one come in here. Let me just get rid of some of these things that come in here. And get rid of that there. Okay. Yep, Maria P. All right, we'll add you to the list here. I'll give you guys an update on where we're at on donations here. Make sure no one else came in here. No. So we have Johanna Jojo up next, and then Sean G, and then Crescent Moon, back to you, and then Gabriella, and then Sudeshna, and then back to Johanna, and then back to Sudeshna, and then to Alice, and then to Maria P. So that's where we're at. I may not get to free readings in this session, but I always come back on later in the afternoon to finish out everything. So you will get messages today. So thank you guys so much for all your patience in getting to your readings. I greatly appreciate those. All right. Hey, Johanna. Thank you, Deb. Thanks for all the love. You have a great week as well. All right. So, Johanna, let's jump to your first question here. Are those the seals of approval? Ha ha ha. All right, let's give you your first donation a love and a like here. Thank you for that. Let's find your question here. All right, a general reading. All right, a general reading message. Of course, we'll circle back around for your second one here. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. Got that. Okay. I feel like we want this one, not that one. I do want this one. Being very particular. That's a message in itself. Be very particular about what you're choosing. And this one, and then you have the bottom one. All right. Let's see, you've got 7 cards. This is funny. So you've got 7 cards that are here. In the bottom of the deck, you have the 7 of Pentacles. And there's this energy here of take your time in choosing. Don't rush in making decisions is the important message right now. I mean, you can, but it's not for your benefit. It'll save you a lot of hassle and troubles if you take your time. No rushing, no rush. Simmer down, Rattler, right? So we'll take a look here and see what else they want you to know here, because when things are slowing down, it is giving us an opportunity to question thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us anymore, emotions that don't serve us anymore, energy that doesn't serve us anymore, and things in the physical world that don't serve us anymore. So there is this bit of this cleansing, this removing of stuff, which is making, this last 2 weeks or longer from this full moon in Pisces lunar eclipse is an energy of release, preparing for birth today with this Virgo new moon energy. But I still feel like there's still more release that can happen to make space for new things, new beliefs, new emotions, new energies, new things in your physical world too. So very much a purging energy around you right now. And that things are slower, and that's why they're saying take your time on choosing, because with this purging of stuff, the decisions you would make will be different. So if you take your time, you won't, what they're showing me in my head is like, I'm getting rid of this couch because they bring furniture in, right? I'm getting rid of the couch because I have to make room for a new couch because I don't have space to have 2 couches. So I need to get rid of the couch, and then I'm going to get a new one. And then I'm like, if we rush, we're like, oh, I got this one to replace it. But then we end up wanting to move somewhere, and that doesn't fit anymore in the new place I get. So it's like, oh, if I had waited, I would get this thing that's more fitting for it. So hopefully that makes sense. Excuse me. Let me take a quick sip here. Cheers, everybody. All right. So you have two cards that came out together, and the rest are individual. The two cards that came out together, yeah, you have the High Priest, and the Six of Pentacles. So here's that balanced energy coming in of Libra tomorrow. I like that. And the High Priestess, which is an energy of, stepping back, looking at things from a higher perspective, connecting with spirit, look behind the veil, right? Dive deep into our emotions and allowing the hidden to be revealed. So I like this. It's again this, you know, wait for the scales to balance out. And then once they balance out, then you can get a good measurement of what the scales are saying, right? If they're going like this, we don't know what to put on or take off scales because they're still moving. Once they stop, then we know, okay, I can take stuff. If we want to balance, we take stuff off of here and put it on the higher one, right? So it's like, oh, I know what to remove and I know what to put on the scales. So I like that energy. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles. It does have home energy here. Maybe you are changing home. The four walls of the outside world, but it is there is a change with the outside world. It feels here a change of location or a change of some sort of change of location that comes in here, either job, home, events, or something. But there is a change that comes in. That's where this comes in. Of you are moving home. Okay, so that's good. Wait. Wait on some things. So maybe it is. Are you getting your couch? Let's see what we have here for you. Yeah, you have a new beginning coming in here. Whole new possibilities coming in. Um, so I do feel like you start a new adventure with your home here. I like this. You know, the King of Wands. You'll know when you want to take action here with the King of Wands around that too, because Wands energy is action energy, but the king is not the knight. The knight is the fastest moving horse. Boom, boom, boom. The king knows how long to wait and what to wait and decides what it wants, not what everyone else wants, but what I want. And then I make a plan and then I, put action behind it. But it's not a, reactionary, right? Yeah, exactly. You'll know. And that is definitely the case. You have the Six of Cups coming in here. This energy here with the Fool card and the Six of Cups, it's a whimsical, playful energy. Um, so it's almost like what would my inner child choose for a home? And it's like it's going to be fun. May not be like everything that everyone else thinks it should be, but there's all these possibilities, and like I'm going to make it my own. Um, I remember one of the apartments that um, actually, it was an old Victorian home that was converted into apartments. Two of my apartments were very unique. One was a one room, um, a one room apartment, um, except for the bathroom. The bathroom, you walk down a hallway, it was like this, like this. So I had to walk sideways because I'm 6'4". Yeah, and I had to walk like this, so I wouldn't hit my head. And then when I went into the bathroom was like that too. And the bathtub, it didn't have a shower. It had a bathtub. And the shower was this little thing that was around the um wherever the water came out, the little spigot, it was on there, and you would turn it on and it would just you'd wash like this. The shower head was down here. Um, so that was an interesting, it was different and fun and unique. And people were like, oh my God, I wouldn't get this, right? But it's really cute. It's like you make it your own and you do things differently. And I loved it. It was fun. And so it's like there's this energy of Choose what you want. Again, with this King of Wands and on the other side, this childlike energy. Don't worry about what everyone else is, you know, it's like, I'm going to choose what I want because I live there. And if people don't want it, they don't have to be there. All right. And then you have the star. Yeah, your dream come true, your wish come true with this energy. Aquarian energy, too, which is known for being quirky and different. So allow yourself that. I feel like this is an important energy that comes in here. But take your time. There is no rush because you're going to find the thing that's for you. But I definitely feel like purging um, and of thought, you know, of supposed to be's and different things is important. Let's give you your fortune cookie for this one. Let's see what they have here for you. Let's see. Okay, if they don't give me, okay, I was going to say, if they don't give me one here, because we're getting down to what we have 5 cards left after this one. So I'll start using the last number in the timestamp to find those. Wow. Pull yourself close. Look, it's like you're walking with your inner child over there. Every part of your being is deserving of love. I like that. So let's see here. Card 27. Throughout life, harmful events can occur that bring about a splintering of the inner self. This separation within the self can be a necessary survival tool when our inner world becomes overwhelmed and we are unable to process our current events. However, the inner self will always desire reconciliation of these splintered aspects. And because of this, these banished parts will experience pain as long as there is separation. By pulling these splintered aspects of self close in love and acceptance, we can bring healing to our inner world. An acceptance exercise says take time today to sit with yourself and embrace the aspects of your inner child that may have been abandoned. Here we go. This, what would your inner child choose, right? These aspects might be labeled good or bad, or they might be a missing place or a broken piece. All these in parentheses. Remember that all of these places inside of us are beautiful and worthy of love. And if any of these places have caused you pain, know that they were trying to protect and serve you in the best way they knew how. If you're able to identify a particular aspect of yourself that is asking for reconciliation, try writing a letter as that aspect. Once you have finished, review the letter and respond to that inner part of you with love and acceptance. You can also practice responsive journaling by writing as if you were in a conversation with your separate piece. Ask this piece of you any questions you have and write down the responses without judgment. Once you're done, it can be quite cathartic to place your letter in a sacred place or to burn it in a releasing ritual. Just if you burn it, do it safely, please. To practice the releasing ritual, set your intention to let go of all expectations before burning the letter. Be sure to only burn paper and to do so safely. Okay, she says it too. At the end of this practice, close your eyes and imagine pulling this aspect close in a loving embrace. Let them know how much you truly cherish them. I know. Oh. And then a responsive journaling prompt. How can you show the rejected aspects of your inner child love today? I like that. Asking them, what do you want in a home? So I love that. All right, so that's what they have for that one for you, Jojo. We'll circle back around for number 2 here in a moment. All right, let me just do that there, that there, that there. All right. I know, fun. It's exciting. One of my apartments, the dining room was like this, um, as well, like where you would put your table. And I didn't have one at the time, and it was so like I wouldn't be able to get around it and have chairs. So instead, I bought a a low Asian table, like you, and I had sitting pillows so you could sit on the ground. And then I had I put drapes on the walls and had all these pillows. It looked really like a little cross between a little Japanese restaurant or even because the pillows were all these different colors, like Arabian or whatever. It was like really cute, and it's like you get to be creative, and I like that. All right, we'll continue on here. So, Shanji, you are up next. After this, I'll give an update on where we're at, everybody, so you can see where we're at in the donations. All right, Shanji. So, thank you so much for your donation. And let's see here. It's going to be up here. Let's find it here. There it is. So if you ask A to tell you about the industry events so you can start going out more and getting images of yourself, how will that go? Will he be receptive? Okay, I get you. Let's take a look. So based on current energies, if you ask A to tell you about the industry events. Okay, so how will that go if you ask? Okay. Not all those. No, they don't want all those. I was like, all those? Like, no. Keep shuffling. Okay. Here we go. Okay. They want me to ask first, will he be receptive? Because I can't get my mind off that. They're like, pull that first. Okay. Will he be receptive? And then how will this go? Like, how will it go with them? And then what will be the results of getting that information? I see now. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we have the 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck here. And we have the 9 of Pentacles underneath that. They want me to bring in both of those, which are big energies of independence. And so I like this. It's like 10 of Wands is like doing an inventory of all where I'm investing all my energy. Be aware of where I'm investing all of my energy so that I'm not creating burden by trying to do too much. So be selective, I feel like, with your energies. And the 9 of Pentacles is also talking about um, getting information from others is good, but of course, be true to yourself and make your decisions independently. Let people give you information, but always come back to go, what do I want? Not, well, this is what I should do. Well, they said I should do this. Go, always check it in with yourself, I feel, with this. So I like that. First of all, will he be receptive? Yeah, I feel like there's slow response. We got the Devil card here and the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like they're like, yeah, I can do that for you. That sounds good because the Devil card is Saturn, Capricorn energy around work. So I feel like they're very much a thinker and focused on work. And the Knight of Pentacles is, yeah. Um, I can tell you more about that and provide you some information and things, but I feel like it's slow. It's like, all right, chop chop. But so trust the trust that things unfold perfectly, and it's like, well, I want it all now, right? But it's like, well, they'll tell me what I need to know and give me what I need to know in the perfect timing and to trust the timing of it. Um, and that helps with the balance of energy too. If we have an energy and I gotta know, I gotta know, I gotta know, that's a waste of our energy instead of just putting it out, going, all right, I'm asking for this and I'll get the information at the right timing. Um, how will this go between the two of you here? Yeah, Page of Swords, they do provide you heightened information, different perspectives on things. And Seven of Cups, it's like I feel like they get a little excited about what they share too, and it just I feel like it almost is overwhelming emotionally with all the and it's like, "Oh gosh, what do I do?" It almost feels like overstimulation of, you know, "Well, you can do this, or you could do this, or you could do this. There's also this. Hey, you know what? There's also this, and oh, don't forget about this." Like 7 things, and you're like, "Whew, whoa," you know? So I feel like sitting with it is gonna be important, but they give you a lot of information, I feel with all this, almost too much. But so take notes, record it, whatever, just so that you have it as a reference because again, be selective on what you choose from there, right? Um, and then how will it go with all this information in this based on current energies? Um, um, how does this impact things, right? Two of Wands, of course, always depends on your own energy and the expectations, right? It comes down to that, right? We know that, how I invest my energy, what I focus on my energy on, of course, is what grows and expense. If I focus on need and want and fears, or I'm trying to control things, I actually push it all away, right? But if I let all expectations go, again, come back to your heart, what and be aware of all the energy I'm investing everywhere, then if I'm focusing on gratitude for what is and gratitude to creator about, I'm going to do this. I feel like I want to be led in this area and I'm grateful, for this and this and this similar that I've done in the past that's brought these things. I'm grateful for those opportunities. I'm grateful for the opportunities that you'll bring me through this, that gratitude energy versus the want and need and trying to control energy, the surrender and gratitude and energy, I feel works well for you and brings that in there. Um, but I definitely feel like um, it's always about our energy. It's not so much everything we do in the outside world. Physical energy is part of all of our energy, but it's not the most powerful of our energies. Our mental energy draws the stories in, our emotional energy draws in the emotional things. Our focus energy is what is drawing the stuff in. Physical action energy, we do acts through a higher vibration or lower vibration. We get the results of those, right? If I do it with expectations, I get disappointed. If I do something with joy, I get joyful return, right? But so much of our mental, emotional energy is so much more impactful to us than just our physical actions. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Let's see, we got 5. So if I don't get one here, number 3 would be for you. Okay, one more time. All right. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. You have do what you need to do, boo. Card number 11. I like that. Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. It says, what we want and what we need can be two very different things. When this is the case, our wants and needs can differ between self indulgence and self care. So, if you pulled this card today, it might be time to reflect on the differences between these two in your life. Honoring self indulgence is a wonderful way to connect with ourselves, especially when done mindfully. Self care can require us to do things that might be uncomfortable or unpleasant in the moment, but will benefit us in the long run. A self care exercise today, ask yourself if there is an act of beneficial self care that you have been putting off because it isn't something you want to do. This is your sign to do what you need to do for yourself now. A responsive journaling prompts are what feelings arise when you think about something that you need to do, right? That expectation. Do you feel overwhelmed? If so, ask your inner child what these feelings might mean. That's like, does it feel like a burden? What feelings arise when you think about something that you want to do? How might these feelings differ from what you need to do? Ask your inner child what the root cause of these different feelings is. Interesting. So you can look at this that you're wanting to do. Is this something I feel like I'm supposed to do, something I need to do, or is it something I want to do? Different energies, right? So hopefully that helps, my dear. That is what they have for you right now. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. All right. So up next, just to keep everybody in the loop here, let's say I had a few more come in here. Let me just take a look here at timestamps. Okay, put this one here and grab this one here too. Okay. All right. So up next we have Crescent Moon for your number 2. And then Gabriella, and then to Sudeshna, and then to Johanna, and then to Sudeshna. Then we go to Alice, and then Maria P via PayPal, and then back to Alice, and then back to Sudeshna. That's where we're at right now. So we'll continue on these and see how far we get here. Coming up here, I'm at 2.5 hours. We'll see where we're at on donations. Sometimes it depends on my energy. I'm definitely coming back to finish out all free readings. We'll just see if I'm going to complete all donations and go past 3 hours a little bit, or and then come back and finish out donations. That we'll see how it goes. I'll know when we get there, because Spirit will be, all right, boy, you need to balance, or you can do this. You have it. All right. So let me grab this here. So let me just do that so I can see better. All right. So Crescent Moon, you are up for your number 2. Let's grab both your timestamps here. All right. So Crescent Moon, let us go up here. Yep. So it's right here. All right. Detective BZ, part 2. Thank you for your additional donation. I like it. So an energy check on a previous read regarding Sagittarius's tower moment. This was an interesting read because what was discussed was that when we don't take action to be on our path, then a tower occurs. In that read, it was mentioned that Sagittarius was on the brink of the tower, seeking clarity on what will happen when the tower occurs for them and when the tower will occur. All right, yeah. Yeah, it's like, and this is it's not like that we're doing something wrong, just to make sure we're clear on the tower for everyone. Tower moments are like before we come down here, we tell our spirit guides and everything, if by this time I haven't removed this, please remove this for me because I want to experience this and I can't with this in the way. So like, so it's not being done to us, it's being done for us, just so we can understand how the spirit world works a little more clearly too. I love that. All right, let's take a look here. What will happen when the tower occurs for them? And do we have any when? Ooh, I have these learning tarot, which we will, they have timing on it, which is why when I came across them, I like seeing if these resonate, what messages come through. So let's see, can we get a when energy? Thank you. And what else do we need to know about this? And below that, all right. Do I know these? No. Yes. Extra tea on the way. All right. So I feel like this is the when. This is all about the when energy because I feel like there's some extra information about that. And then here's the extra tea on that. All right. So let me just highlight this here and scroll down here. All right. So interesting. The bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles, it's the power of choice in the outside world energy that's coming in here. And I feel like some of the energy around this tower is that they're reaching this of course this fork in the road. I'm like, what is this called? Um a seal? I don't know. But it's a fork in the road is what it is. That I'm either going to choose this or choose this. And one of them is, am I going to continue kind of doing what I've always done, or am I going to go this new route, right? And the tower is because they're saying if I get to this point, like before, let's see, before we reach this, well, my hands look so big because they're so close to the camera. I guess, and they're a little white too. I was like, wow, that looks really big. Anyway, sorry, distractions, right? But it's removing the distraction. It's removing, it's like when they get to the point when they're heading the fork in the road, they go, if I haven't removed this old way so that it's not an option, because I don't want to go this route. So like put up a barrier, that this is not an option and it's going to needs to be this. And it's interesting that that's coming in that way. All right. So let's take a look here. I already went off on a tangent here. Yeah. So what will happen when the tower occurs here? Well, they're started to tell us that. And these other two cards. Okay. The tower card and the temperance card. Yeah, the patience. Something that's been growing for a while. And it's so this makes sense. They're reaffirming what I just said with the Two of Pentacles, which is that this thing that's been going on for a long time. They're like, um, it's almost like this would be the road that I'd continue to go forward, and this is the off ramp I want to take. And they're like, make this bridge under construction that you have to exit. There's no going forward anymore. You have to exit. And that's what this is here. This tower moment is their current state of things. They are taking action, and we kind of talked about that already, that they're already taking action on some of the things that would be removed because they don't want to keep doing the same stuff and getting the same results and being in the same with the same job, the same location, the same different things like that. They're ready for change, right? Um, so it feels here. Let's see what this when energy is here because I feel like this has already been happening. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. And then you can't really, sorry for the glare there, can't really see, but there's three dates here, three ranges of dates. So this started back on May 21st to June 20th, is when they started some of this. September 23rd, which is tomorrow, or not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Through October 22nd is another range where they're making a bunch of change. And then January 20th to February 18th. It's like there's three stages to it, three areas of their life that they're making these huge changes. So they made some back in May 21st to June 20th. And now they're getting ready for another big set of change. And then the next big, huge set of change is January 20th to February 18th. All of these, this is all Gemini, Libra, Aquarius season energy. So that's what's happening throughout here. So actually, I think this year, Libra season does start tomorrow. So I do feel like here, and I like this, I communicate with clarity and wisdom. So I do feel here um, the tower energy. has they've been sensing it. So I feel like the tower would happen February 18th would be if they don't continue to do all these changes based on current energy, February 18th of next year is when boom, things are not forced to happen, but are done for them. But I feel like because they've been making these changes and making this effort that it's been pushed back, right? I well, let's see here. We got 3 cards underneath here, amazingly enough. Just you gotta love spirit, right? I'm like, I have no idea what all these cards mean and why they want them to be in certain um, figure configurations. I said figurations, you know. But we got 3 cards underneath the when card, and this makes sense. So, what are the 3 things? What are the 3 areas that will be impacted? Their entire world. Well, it's an ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new adventure energy that comes in here. And this feels like and I feel like this is the first one, which happened from May 21st to June 20th. So part of this, I love spirit. Isn't it crazy? I just love it. They never cease to blow me away. I am so grateful. But this world card is a change of I'm tired of the same cycle, tired of doing the same thing. I'm ready to initiate change. So, when they were back in that May 21st to June 20th, it's when they started to really go, just sick and tired of doing the same thing, getting the same result, right? So this is when they started to think about what they wanted. And so they started that journey, right? So that's the first period was the tower, where if they hadn't begun actively seeking that, they would have had some big things that would have big disappointment that would have activated them into doing it. And maybe they did. Maybe they had something that triggered it in their world, um, like a disappointment that they felt, well, this is what I want to go for, and they didn't get it. And they're like, well, is that really what I want? As I do the crinkly little face, like, is that really what I want? No. And I feel like that's what started things. For this stage, September 23rd, October 22nd, card number 2, emotional energy. Yeah, a lot of emotions revealed, a lot of emotional area of their life coming up. So that would be more of relationship energies, right? Which we kind of had a feeling with all this Libra energy we were talking about. We're on Libra moon and Libra season, and it's relationship season. Which Libra, that makes total sense. Duh. Libra rule is the house of relationships. It's not necessarily just romantic, it's relationships of all kinds, but definitely makes sense there. Hello. And then, of course, Aquarius energy, I feel like that might be, is that job? Let's see. Oh my God, it is the devil card. Oh, I just love it. Because that's the rules over the house, the 10th house of work, right? So, how amazing is it that all of those is what matches up? Gemini energy. Gemini energy has to do because they're the third house. The third house it is about more siblings and cousins and non-parent and non-lover energy. It's more, so I feel like um, that's the kind of stuff that would have happened in Gemini. But Gemini is learning and wanting to learn more and small trips and things. So I feel like that makes sense with what they're wanting to do there too. I know, right? I love it. They're just like bzz, 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 bzz. They love to really talk clearly with you, though. They really bring in, you know. I love it. So, I feel like that is the when and all that, and then you got 3 more cards. So let's see here what else they wanted us to know around the Tower energy here. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles is putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, getting the the reward and transformational energy. So this is total makes sense. It's caterpillar to butterfly energy. This is all about the transformation that they have wanted to experience in this lifetime. Yeah, the Ten of Swords, letting go of the expectations, the old ways. I'm sick and tired of being a caterpillar. I'm tired of doing what I've always done, getting what I've always gotten, trying to live up to everyone else's expectations, all the rules. I'm ready to be me and be true to my authentic self. Yeah. And here's the crossroads I was talking about, the Two of Swords. It's the battle between the head and the heart, the stuff of the before. And it's like if I continue to just go and where I feel like I'm existing, I'm ready to live. That's why they're following their heart and doing what they're wanting to do with their life instead of trying to do what they've always done. And even with the Queen of Swords, that's the total balance between the head and the heart, because the Queen of Swords, of course, she rules over the swords, the air, the mind with the king, but all the queens get cups behind the scenes. So that's the balance of the head and the heart. The heart being unseen but coming forward. So I like that. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So I feel like that's what we have there for you. So hopefully that brings some clarity into what's happening with the Towie, the tower. But that's what they have for you, Crescent Moon. So thank you for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate those. And thanks for the energy. I love that. All right. We'll continue on here. We've got Gabriella. You are up with 246.26. So thank you, Gabriella, for your donation. Let's get you up here. Here you are. Let's give your donation a love and a like. All right. So you need guidance based on your past, your present, and your future. All right. Let's see what we got. What guidance do your guides want you to know? Well, I have a strong mama energy coming in for you. Like, it's like coming in from stage left. Hey, like, oh, she was like, been waiting. So mama energy, whether this is your mom who's on the other side or a grandmother, just feels very matriarchal energy. But she wanted to come in and say, hi, I love you. I'm always with you. Yes, you always feel me. Yeah, I'm giving you so many little hints and little things all the time. I'm here. I'm communicating with you. Yes, I hear you talking to me too. So I love that. They're just like, wait. Before you start, I just want to say hi. All right. Psh, and then she's gone. Well, from here, but she's around next to you. She just like, while the microphone was there, she wanted to run in and say hi on the microphone real quick. And then she's out. Too cute. All right. Let me take a quick sip here and let's dive in. All right. So, guidance, anything about the past that we want to know about here. All right. And then the present. And then the future. All right. Of course, more cards for the future here. Do I know those? No, just these here. Okay. Yeah, I like this. The Three of Swords normally doesn't mean this, but I see the combination. You're at this point with the past, the present, and the future all colliding into this moment. So I like that because you're really bringing in the energies of all three into you right now. So I like that energy, right? Oh, wow. I love that for you. Almost making me cry. I just feel the love that she has for you so much. So that's funny. I love it. And I feel like she wants to show you the pink quartz heart, which is beautiful, unconditional love, love energy. It's the high heart. So I love that. Wow. Oh, so let's take a look here. Past energy, what they want you to know around guidance here. Yeah, we have the Five of Cups, which is sorrow in the past. We got the Emperor energy here, Aries energy. Um, that's coming in here. So I do feel like there is a lot of sorrow with the past, and this does feel like here's masculine energy, which can be father energy. A lot of sorrow, um, lower vibrational emotions from the past, which this can go back to like even 7 years old and younger when your emotional body was being created. Just a lot have to do with this masculine uh, patriarchal energy that there was a lot of sorrow, a lot of disappointment, a lot of lower like feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold, feeling left behind kind of energy in the past. And and it's good to know that that stuff exists because a lot of what we were taught when we were younger, right, is, as children, we kind of react to life in three ways. We either are smiling and happy and laughing, and everyone loves a happy, usually everyone loves a happy, laughing child, right? That's the one like, yes, yes, yes. A crying child, or like a sad crying child, or an angry throwing a tantrum child. Normally, we don't; those don't get really supported in our day and age. We're told, as we heard a lot growing up, you better stop your crying or I'll give you something to cry about. Or if you don't stop that tent, I'm going to take you outside or take you into the bathroom. And, if you're at a store, give you a whooping. Taught to suppress our sadness and sorrow and our anger and all that. And we don't know what to do with that. So it's all stuffed below the surface, still charged, still bubbling around there. And so it's good to know that that stuff is there so that when we have triggers that come up, we're like, it's really not so much about what's happening now. It's more of a ripple of what we experienced emotionally from 7 years old and younger. So I think it's Michael Brown's book, The Presence Process. I think he's the one that I read it where they said we don't experience any new emotions. We just keep re-experiencing the ripple echoes of emotion we had when we were younger. And so, like, if I feel betrayed today, I can think, when's the last time I felt this way? Not when the last time I was betrayed, but when's the last time I felt like this? We keep going back and back and back. We can get to our 7 years old and younger, where we found the original rock that was thrown into our pond that started the ripples. And when we transmute those old emotions, that helps us in today. But we don't have to go back and undo everything of the past. It's just about the things, the ripples of the emotion that go right here. Sorry. This means it's time I can look at this. And if I go, no, not right now, it'll just pop up later. No, it keeps on, and that's why it keeps rippling. But eventually, if we don't listen to our emotional inner child, our mental inner child, who's created between 7 and 14, our teenage inner child, which is our 14 to 21 self, um, they'll like, they're more of our physical because that's our puberty, our body energy. That's more of our physical because we have our emotional body, our mental body, our physical body, right? So our teenage self, they'll get our attention. They're like, "What? They're not listening to you? I'll get their attention." Then we'll start seeing things in our physical bodies start presenting themselves, which at the root is either a mental or emotional charged energy. So it's good to know that about our past and that we don't have to undo everything. We don't have to shadow ourselves to death. Just the things that kind of like a child, mom, mom, dad, 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 mom, 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 eventually we're like, Yes. What would you like to share with me? Right. So they'll get our attention that way. So I feel like that's important to know about the past. Excuse me. For the present, yeah, we've got the death and the rebirth and the King of Pentacles. There is a big transformation that you're currently going through in life here, with the death and rebirth and the King of Pentacles. It does have to do with your sense of worth, your sense of identity. It feels like here, and it's meant for you. It is happening for you, because you're moving from defining yourself by the outside world of relationships, whether it's friends, family, lovers, workmates, or whatever, schoolmates. Um, Also, the three buckets, right? Relationships with humans, situations like jobs, education, social status, and things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. Those are the three things we're taught. Define yourself by. And we, of course, feel very unstable when we do that because all those change, um, things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen. Situations never stay the same. People, humans, people change, people walk away, and of course, people pass away. And that changes. It all points us here, though, back to ourselves. The unstable, temporary physical world points us to the inner, and we go inner and upward, where we find the eternal unconditional love of the higher realms and all of our beautiful higher, the higher selves of everyone, like mom and everyone that has left this physical stage. That makes sense why they came running in from off stage. um, did they like to perform as well? Because stage keeps on coming back really, really loud for some reason. But they have this um, we have that connection to all that love from above. There's something to do with the throat chakra. Suddenly, my voice is going away. So maybe something with the throat, but it is this. We find our that we're priceless when we define ourselves by that eternal, unconditional love. Instead of feeling like, when we define ourselves by the outside world, that's retail price, which is, of course, we end up on the clearance rack instead. So um, I like this that you're redefining your worth by being drawn inward and upward instead of outward. And that's kind of where the things and events that are happening in your life are and have had in your life are all pointing you to yourself here. So, and based on current energies, we'll project and see what they want you to know about the future here. You have three cards and then one card underlying energy. See what the three cards are here. You have the Five of Swords. There is this change of this conflict that you have between your head and your heart will be resolved in the future as you close your eyes and open your heart. Get out of your head of how you think things are supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be. All these opinions and expectations we have around life. This is getting out of that and following your heart. You really are in this. This is part of your transformation that goes forward because as you find your inner strength and you care less about what the outside world opinion is, you're not letting the opinion of people determine what you do in your life. You're letting your heart lead you. I love that for you. You also have the 10 of cups. You have a great amount of joy waiting for you in the future as well. You are joy. And I feel like that's part of what happens here because when we have all these thoughts about all this has to happen in order for me to be happy, then our happiness is always connected and dependent upon an outcome in the future. The problem with that is that we never end up there. We get there, we don't feel the joy, we think there's something else because the outside world can't bring us our joy. Again, that we find that inward and upward and then for no reason at all because we are our our essence. We're made of unconditional love. We're also made of joy. That's our natural state. Sorry, let me take a sip here. My voice is trying to go away. No. So sorry. Getting all choked up. There it is. It's all back. There we go. But so there is joy in your future, but it's part of your rediscovery of your worth. Because when we defining ourselves by the outside world, we get that low vibration emotion. When we're defining ourselves by higher vibration, we get to experience, and we draw in. When we focus on the joy and the gratitude in the moment, we draw more experiences and people and experiences and events and that match that instead of. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yep, the magician, really stepping into your power to realizing that you don't. Again, this is this energy of I have everything I need inside of me right now. I don't need to be anything more. I'm a perfect mountain. I just come down as this human to explore who I am. I don't have to become more. I just get to discover the more of who I am. I like Rumi too, who says that we don't have to discover love. We just get to discover the obstacles that we have placed in between us and love, which is all these expectations. Oh no, in order to be lovable, you have to have this and this and this and this and this. And before we know it, we're going, I can't really see love too clearly, but we start removing those obstacles, these beliefs that aren't true about the conditional love, and we get to see the unconditional love. Underlying energy under here. Yeah, the King of Cups. There's the Ace of Cups right here. This is the balance between the head and the heart that comes in here. Um, Balancing of our emotions, seeing things from our high heart, our higher mind, instead of the human heart and the human mind that comes in that way. So hopefully that helps. We'll get you also your fortune cookie here and see what else we got going on here. So you get one more message from Spirit here. Let me just put these back into the deck here. And I'm so sorry, I got to blow my nose to it. When I cleared it, it cleared the pipes, but now my nose is draining. Make sure we get rid of all the boogies. Okay, so thank you. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Let's see, we've got 4 cards left. So if a card doesn't jump out, then your card would be number 2 in here. So one more time. All right, so 2 is here. And you have listen. Listen to your little angels up there. Card number 25, which is your inner child has something to say. Well, so our inner child is comprised of the many different aspects of childhood we experienced growing up. There's a 1-year-old inner child, a 10-year-old inner child, an 18-year-old inner child, and an inner child for every age in between. Yeah, we definitely have all these, right? At various times in our lives, different aspects of our inner child will need to be heard. So this card indicates that an aspect of your inner child, one you may have not met with yet, has a message for you. Wow, that we were talking about the 3 stages of inner children, but of course there's each inner child kind of has a multiple personality of different aspects of them. I love that. So the awareness exercise says, take time to connect with this new piece of you through inner visualization, responsive journaling, play, or intuitive art. Try to be open to what your inner child has to say. Many times in life, we repress aspects of our inner selves in a bid for safety. And when events occur in our childhood that we cannot manage or understand, they can become suppressed aspects of ourselves. We talked about this, right? From your past. Because of this, our inner child might bring unprocessed events and memories for us to work through as an adult. If this occurs, be gentle with yourself and have patience. These memories and events will most likely be sensitive in nature because of how long our inner child has carried the pain of that moment. Give yourself plenty of time to sit with whatever comes up, setting aside the practice of processing these old memories if it becomes too overwhelming, or seeking professional help as needed. Responsive journaling prompts. You can ask yourself two questions. The first one is there any aspect of your inner child that you do not wish to meet? Is there a way to create space for that aspect to come forward today? Wow. A lot of emotional healing being activated, of course, which I know can happen when we have a loss of someone that we care about in our lives. So hopefully that helps. That's the message they have for you right now, Gabriel. Thank you so much. And again, big love from the other side, cheering you on, and so much love for you. Right. So many blessings to you. All right. Let us take a look here. I feel like I need to, my voice is starting to go away, so I feel like I need to take a break. So I am going to, right here, so I will return right now. What I have left for donations, which will be up first when I return, will be Sudeshna, and then back to you, Johanna, and then Sudeshna, and then Alice, and then Maria P, and then Alice, and then Sudeshna, and then Johanna. So thank you guys for all the donations and the multiple donations too. You're very welcome, Gabriel. Hang in there. And I'm going to grab all of the free readings right now as well, because we'll complete all of those when I come back too. Because I'll go eat and rest my voice. Maybe gargle with some salt water, clear out this phlegm or whatever. I think we have, it says rain due later. So I think we have a storm coming in, which also activates my inner barometer. All right, so we've got, for free readings, we've got Eagle, Swaroop, Bobby, Samuel Rao. We got you. Okay, Diana. We did those. We've got Ashish. We've got a Teshi. We got Brenda Globy. And then Akita Moore. We have your free reading. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, and then we had Moonlight, we got Suteshnas, we did Crescent Moons. All right, there we go. We have Kathleen Hughes. Thank you, Kathleen. Let's grab your free reading there. And we have Aditi. Hello, Aditi. All right, got that here. Okay, dab. We did those. Right, and then Olivier Vagara. Grab yours here. Get some more space here. All right. See what I mean? All right. And then Carmel Damon. Got yours here. Okay. Oops, try that again. There we go. And then we have Tracy. Got yours. Tracy Woke Mofo. I love it. Okay. We did those. Oh, I should grab everyone's readings here. Okay, and we got New Love. Thank you guys for your patience in doing this. I have a new computer. I haven't quite got the doing screenshots to where it's as clear as I want it to be. So I'm just going to grab all the stuff here and then I'll return. And let me grab Okay, I'll grab all the free readings first. I did want everyone to know too, just I have a giveaway that's out there if you're still hanging out here. Because I have a new announcement I announced the beginning of my podcast, Easier Path, last Monday. So if you go to that link and you comment on something that you're grateful for, you'll be included on the drawing for a free reading on October 1st. It's a personal recorded reading. And I'll talk more about that there. But if you want to get into that, you can do that. Also, my um, personal readings are on special through the end of September, all the way through the end of October, as listed in there. All this is in the description box of the video as well. So be sure to check it. All right. Let me just do this as I'm going along here because I think I'm going to confuse myself if I don't. So we'll grab this here. So that's that Sudeshna. Okay. All right. And then this is for this one here. Oops. Oh, okay. That's what happened. See? Don't want to mess things up. All right. All right. And then Tim De La Gem for the free reading. Let's jump down there, throw that down there. And then Maria P. I see that here. A general for you. That'll be for your free reading. And then, of course, you do have your also your donation reading. Gosh. So you're trying to do two things at once. Brudda-zen. Focus. All right. And we have Alice. That's your one for there. Okay. Yeah, there it is there. Oops. All right. And Patricia, here's for your free reading. Zoom. Thank you guys for your patience. If you guys want to head out, of course you can. But I will be back within a couple hours to finish out all the readings for this evening here as well, including all the free readings. So we will get to all those. Okay. Did that one here, and here's Flo. Hey, Flo. Right, that's your free reading there. As my stomach growls, telling me it's a good idea that you're going to go eat. Let's see here. All right, that's Sudeshna. Here's your free reading. We'll make sure we put that down here. Okay, we did those. Sorry, almost done here. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. And all the love, all the thumbs up too. It helps spread the Zen love. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Okay, here's Alice's. All right, we'll grab that one. All right, and then here's Sudeshna for that last one there. Okay. All right, and then Johanna, that's your second one there. Let me find you up here. There we go. So that was your second one there. All right. Okay, so it was that one, and then we did those. And then Johanna, here's this one, your third one here, I think. Advice on all right. All right. No, you can ask a question. I am headed out. I will be back in a couple hours, but if you want to get a question in, Christina, you definitely can. And Red, thank you so much. I'll grab yours here. Whoops. grab the whole thing here. All right. Yeah, Christine, if you want to put that in there real quick, I think I've got everything here. So I will hold on. Maria's is over here. I'll leave that over there because I can't grab it from that computer to this computer yet. Although, while I'm waiting for Christina, if you want to put that out there, I think I can pull up my email over here and grab it from here. Look at me, yes. I'm getting tech savvy. Who would have thunk? All right. All right, there we go. There, I'll close out of that now. Absolutely, Christina. I'll grab that here. And free reading, right? All right. Tech, is that your friend? Well, I'm trying to move from just acquaintances with technology to being friends. But like any relationship, it takes work. All right, I think I have everyone's now. So thank you guys for your patience in doing that. It just helps to do it when it's live, because I can actually grab it and cut and paste it. And now it'll run much smoother when I come back. So thank you guys again for all the love and all the support. And I'm so grateful to have you guys on my journey. And thank you for your thirst for spirit. Remember, as we're going through our adventures, that every second of every day of our life, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So I'll be back within a couple hours. I'm just going to go eat and relax a little bit, recharge, let my voice rest a little bit, and then I'll be back on. And we'll finish out all of the donations first, and then all the free readings after that. I will post a pinned comment after each stream listing everything I complete with timestamps. So if you come back later and go, oh, he's done, you can see your name, find your name, and the timestamp will be next to you. Just click on it. It takes you right to your reading. So very convenient. That's a tech thing. See, Christina, we can do some tech. All right. So thank you guys so much. Remember, have some fun today, and know you are loved. And we'll talk to you guys soon. All right.